the degeneracy. That's 99%
the way, and y'all believe that too.
That's not
the way, and y'all believe that too.
But I'm gonna give you every detail about what they do.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep
on channel. So you doubling up in the degeneracy.
Here's why, right?
You just doing from the outside looking in.
Don't go to war with the army. Don't do certain things. But I'm gonna give you every detail about what they do.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep enlightening that. I'm gonna keep helping you understand why they doing what they doing. It's not like even ain't like you breaking it down of why you shouldn't be doing it. You just saying either, hey, don't do this, but look, I'm promoting county jail shit or gang members that do what they do.
And to be honest, bro, the kids are looking at it and they not looking at it like, let me not do that. They looking at it like, let me do that so I can get on bro's show. So I can be streamed.
They trying to get on no jump.
They're not looking at it like that.
Here, right? Listen, Russell, look though. So not all coverage equal glorification, meaning this. If I'm giving the coverage and saying, yo, this is dumb. Look at these niggas, bro. These niggas is dumb doing it. That's me taking a stance against it. So
I'm going to stop it there because Flakko is not making no fucking sense for what he's saying. You guys got him on a great point. Kali got him on a great point. Kali kind of put the icing on the cake when he was like, kids are looking at it like, let's be ignorant, and that'll get us on no jumper. The thing is, I'm going to actually say what Flakko should have said in a minute, but the guy literally helps Adam exploit gang culture. And in reality, Flakko is kind of the big black, I don't want to call him a buffoon, but it's kind of like a minstrel show in the sense of you have this white guy behind the scenes and this big black dude is out here spouting all this stuff that for all intents and purposes could get him, get him hurt, right? So it's like, are you really saying this stuff of your own volition, or are you just saying this because this is what you need to say for Adam to keep you around so you'll be useful to him? Because Adam will never say the stuff Flakko says, right? And Adam has about as much connection to the streets as Flakko does. The only difference is Adam has actually been to a lot of these neighborhoods. Flakko has not. What do you think about that? What do you think about Flakko kind of allowing Adam to use him as like the crash dummy?
This is the thing. Adam uses everybody as the crash dummy. I say it time and time again. If dudes from our culture stop getting on these others' platforms, they don't have a platform. Because if you notice, they don't put their own people in that light, in that space. Because 9 times out of 10, their own people ain't getting on there and they don't want to even promote their own people to look like that. So they get us and go, hey, you could be famous. I might even pay you a little bit of money. And we look at it like an opportunity because most of the people, uneducated, they come from impoverished backgrounds and they see this as their way to fame, their way to riches. I just got to get on here, talk about dude that I don't even like anyways, and I'm gonna go up. This is how the average mind is working from people from these environments. So Adam knows that, but we can't fully blame Adam because as a man, you're responsible for your own actions. So they're actually getting on here and giving him the content. So it's partial to blame on Adam for exploiting these people, and we have to blame the actual people that's exploiting themselves. But people like Flakko, they don't care. People like Adam, they don't care because they don't have to deal with the consequences of when these dudes get on here. They're just looking at the money. Like when I'm talking to him, he's showing me his accounts. Oh, I'm making this much a month off streaming. And so they're blinded by that. That's it. What's going on behind the scenes? This isn't their brothers. This isn't their uncles. This isn't their cousins that's being affected by what these dudes is getting on these platforms and saying. Like they just interviewed dude who allegedly deleted Pop Smoke. Like the little dude who just got out of jail. Yeah. What? They just gave him a platform just to say how he deleted Pop Smoke. Why? He don't rap. He don't act. He's not preaching about telling kids to stay away. Oh yeah, don't do this. Like, why does he need to be platformed with all the talent in the black community, with all the positive role models that we have in our culture? This is who they choose. Why? Because he knows it's controversy. It promotes negativity. It promotes us in a negative light. and it sparks up more beef. So now Pop Smoke friends and family on the East Coast, they're gonna jump online and go crazy and diss Adam and No Jumper. Their views are gonna skyrocket now. Not only that, they might actually come out here and knock dude off. Guess what? That's more content if he get knocked off, because now, oh, I got an interview secured. When he get knocked off, the whole world gonna want to go listen to it. Vlad does this all the time. He interviews the rappers. When they get knocked off, he re-uploads the interview, because now, like they say, nobody sell more records than dead rappers. Same thing with the interviews. Once they die, the whole world is now intrigued. Oh shit, let me go listen to his old interviews. I want to learn about him now because he's not here anymore. This is the culture. Nipsey Hussle, same thing. People wasn't showing him love like that. Once he died, oh shit, he the next Pac. Why y'all didn't believe he was the next Pac when he was alive? Y'all didn't get intrigued until he died. So this is what they do, bro. They promote it. We lose in the end, and they win because they own the rights to these interviews, and they get paid. Our families is the ones suffering. Our communities is the ones suffering. They're winning no matter how it goes. Flacco's not connected to anybody out here. He's not even from here. He ain't even really from America. The nigga's an immigrant that moved here.
But the thing now, I agree with you 99.9% everything you're saying. But my thing is like this. Before I think about Adam exploiting the situation with Pop Smoke, which is really fucked up, first I'm going to look at the people. The demand is clearly for this type of, disrespect, because this is Adam's highest view video of the month. This is his
for sure
350K views on that video, right? Who's watching it? Because like I always say about even the rap industry, oh, the Jews, they make us do this. All the Jews are like the dude at the liquor store. He's not forcing you to buy OE, but you love drinking OE, so he stocks it in the store and you come and buy it up and he restocks it again. I'm looking at it at a deeper level. Who are the people who demand this type of content? Also, who are the politicians who allowed someone who is implicated in the murder of a rapper? Not saying Pop Smoke was innocent, but he wasn't doing nothing to nobody. Bro was just at his house doing his thing. Bro, whatever Pop Smoke has done was done in New York. That's where bro from, somewhere way far away from here. How is someone who is implicated in a heinous crime on the streets right now to be able to even sit up at No Jumper and talk about the crime that they allegedly committed? I think that more than Flacco, I would say that the blame falls on us, because we've created a situation where we are now people are able to use us as like a prop, right? Like if it's a circus, we're like the carnies who ran away from home to join them fucking circus, right? Because we volunteered ourselves up to be used in this way. And so like we can go after Flacco, but who do we hold accountable within our own community? I'm not even talking about like the gang members. I'm looking at this stuff right now. I see some dude from 60s getting that brick baby. Me and the homie was politicking and whatever. Big light skinned nigga. Bro, why are you discussing the politics of your hood on YouTube? Like, see what I'm saying? It's like there has to be someone who's willing to do some goofy shit like that gives Adam the content and gives him the feeling that he can do it and exploit it without any repercussion or with impunity. What you think about that?
No, that's facts. And if people watch the entire interview, I actually took a segment out to address exactly what you said. I said, look, at the end of the day, we could be mad at Adam. We could be mad at Flacco. But at the end of the day, we got to be mad at ourselves, because we're giving them the ammo to exploit us. They can't exploit us unless we exploit ourselves first. So why are you as a gang member getting on any platform and discussing what's going on in your neighborhood with period? First of all, period in front of a camera, regardless of the fact. But even if you are, why are you doing it with a white BMXer from New Hampshire? Why are you doing it with an immigrant from Liberia? Like, if you in jail, you can't even discuss your politics with other races. So why would you get on a camera and do that? That's a violation in the street code, regardless, right there, number one. Number two, you can't be the brightest individual to talk about, first of all, being a gang member and what's going on in the streets on a camera to millions of people, knowing that the police watch all this. So that just lets you know the intelligence of the people that's on there. So I do blame them for actually giving them the content to talk about. Like I told Flakko, hey, if these degenerates stop being degenerates, you don't have any content, because 99% of y'all content is about the degenerates and what's going on in the inner cities. If that stops, your content stops. Nobody's watching y'all for positivity. Nobody's watching y'all to be uplifted. Nobody's watching y'all to learn anything to better themselves and help them in life. Y'all not teaching people about investing and stocks and nothing. Y'all not teaching nothing. So if we remove that from y'all content, that's it. There's no platform. So we're keeping their platforms afloat. Even the rappers that get on there, if they stop getting on there and start coming to platforms that's ran by us, for us, they don't exist.
Well, let me push back on what you said a little bit. I don't think there has ever been a situation in history where a business stopped selling a product that was in demand, right? So if everyone's buying, turkey bacon, everybody wants turkey bacon. Ralph's or Food for Less is not going to say, you know what, we need to stop selling this because it's unhealthy for people and it's killing people. They still sell it no matter what. Ultimately, when the demand dries up, that is when the company or business stops selling whatever product, that they were selling. This is even how the market works. That's how the market works, supply and demand. Is it kind of foolhardy for us to even entertain the idea that Adam and the other people, because it ain't just him, it's Vlad and a bunch of other people, is it foolhardy of us to believe that we can, put enough pressure to make Adam and these others who exploit Black culture to stop doing and to make them stop doing what they're doing? Or is it really that we need to start addressing our people on a very real level and challenging them and chastising them for actually desiring to consume this type of stuff? Because as far as I can see, these are the same people whose kids and sons and uncles and cousins are dying in the street over this gang shit. And then they hop on their phone or their laptop and consume it. Like they see it in the street, they cry, they put the t-shirts on. Once the funeral over, they jump on the internet and watch it play out and unfold on No Jumper or Vlad TV or, I can't even say Fig Unity because they don't even really talk about no gang shit or no negative stuff like that. So how do we get our people to wake up from this situation?
This is why it's a complex issue. Degeneracy lives in all cultures on earth. It's only profitable when it comes to our culture because the whole world is infatuated with us. We are the culture. We're the culture. Regardless of the fact how degenerate it is, whatever the case, it's what sells. There are white degenerates in them trailer parks, in lower impoverished white communities. Guess what? That shit not popular. That shit don't sell. That's why they don't make movies about it. That's why they don't make TV shows about it. But guess what does sell? Black degenerates, Black gang members, the Black gang life. The whole world's infatuated with that shit. It sells. That's why they market it. Like, that's just the bottom line. And it's impossible to stop. See, people don't realize the universe operates on opposites. For there to be daylight, there has to be nightfall. There has to be an opposite of everything for anything to exist. So for us to have positive people in our communities, guess what? There's going to have to be negative people, because without negative, positive don't exist. The problem is what's being promoted. This is why we have to take control of the narratives, because they don't care about that. They just look at a bottom line. That's it. The dollar, right? And I blame the fans too, because the fans that complain about it, y'all are the ones driving the content, because that's all they're looking at is what makes the money. If we snap our fingers right now and positive media, positive content was the new money maker, what you think all these other platforms gonna do? They're gonna start grabbing the positive people from the community now. Why? Because that's what sells. They're not gonna invest millions of dollars in the studio time and engineers and camera crews to lose money and go in the red. The people are watching it. But I can't blame it all on us because you got little kids like Flakko from all different races that live in the suburbs that want to live vicariously through the gang members. The same people who love Boys in the Hood and Minister Society and shit like that. And they watch the gang vlogs. They watch the Hood to Hood DVDs. Like those little kids who watching the war in Chirac that blew academics up. Those are the ones really blowing this content up.
Right. But the thing, what I'm saying is, if they're consuming the content, and guys, we're about to wrap this show up in like the next 3 minutes. Because we had a scheduling conflict. Sorry about that. But the thing I'm saying is, if they have participated in the elevation of this type of culture, because let's be real, those white kids in the trailer park are the ones buying the Snoop Dogg albums. They're going to concert. Dudes like Flakko, they going and buying the albums and listening to the music, maybe showing up to the shows. How do we exclude people from being able to give commentary on something that really has become a global phenomenon? Like, we literally marketed this, right? We've marketed this as something for the world to participate in. How do we then retroactively try to gatekeep it? Like,
this is how.
And you got this is how. I agree with you. But what I'm saying is, we got dudes like Snoop Doggy Dogg, Ice Cube, all these dudes. They're out on the stage telling people, man, you're just as much a part of this as I am, or anybody who's a day one reputable.
They're talking about hip hop though, not the streets. It's a difference. Flakko's trying to get involved in the streets. If he just keeps it hip hop, no one has a problem with that because these rappers are the ones getting on live saying, oh, I'm doing this to such and such. I'm sliding on this. They're the ones getting on Twitter. Nobody's mad about that. What they're mad about is, hey, bro, you're now in LA. You're now sitting next to Brick Baby. And then you leave work and go make a video about him being implicated in a murder. Like, what the fuck? Like, me and you in the studio, we supposed to be homies. I go home, open up my laptop, brand new upload. Oh, Mr. Viral might be responsible for Quando Rondo's homie getting killed. Like, what the fuck? That's the problem. It's not you reporting on what's going on in hip hop. It's you implicating things now. Or like the homie Ace Boy Trey. He's over here podcasting, minding his business. He go home. He got a video uploaded by Flakko with 150,000 views saying, oh, this is the most notorious gang member in Long Beach. What the fuck?
Yeah, and I ain't never even heard him, so I know he ain't the most notorious.
Like, what the, like, even if I am, what the fuck? I never put that out there.
Not a police at your door.
You just a nerd, like, oh shit, he said he's a real one. He got to be notorious. And now you putting 50 on 5. And now you got 300,000 views on the internet calling me a notorious gang member.
Oh, I do know Ace Boy Trey. I do know who he is. Oh, he's like, I smoke, I this. He got a little rap song. I know who you talking about.
No, this the homie. He over there with the Ace Boys and shit, with punning them.
Is he a rapper? Is he a rapper?
No, he a podcaster. They over there.
Dang, see, I don't even know.
But that's the type of shit he does. It's not that you are reported like Julio. He just got chipped, right? You making videos about it. That's okay. That's part of hip hop. He put that out there. He made songs about sliding on his ops and going to the graveyard and dancing on their graves. If somebody like Flakko reports on that, you can't be mad because this fool the one who put the info.
But you can't say, like, you can expect someone who is a civilian person to make a differentiate between what's acceptable in Florida hood rap culture and what's acceptable in LA hood rap culture. Like,
yes, you can.
I mean, people don't look at it along those lines, though. They just look at it like it's all under the umbrella of hip hop.
No, this is what the difference is. You've been told by members in that community. If he was just in New Hampshire or wherever he's from, doing it from his bedroom, maybe you could say that. But no, he flew to LA. He's in the studio with LA gang members every day. And these gang members are telling him every day, hey, bro, we know you don't know, but let me lace you. This, and this, you probably shouldn't talk about. It's going to get you in some shit. And he knows by now. He just don't care because the bottom line is adding up. The only time they going to care is when he get blocked boy JB and he get chipped. Then it's, oh, shit, man, they took it too far. Nah, bro, they've been warning this nigga.
Well, we'll rehash this conversation because I also wanted to get into the idea of like the whole whack 100 thing because like you know just like I know, niggas have conversations behind closed doors or off camera that we are not privy to, right? So
Facts.
like I don't really like whack 100. I don't know him, but any old nigga running around all up in another nigga business, you already know that his intentions are not pure, right? Old dudes are supposed to set the example. Uh, oh, that was my line. Old dudes are supposed to set an example of how to get along, not be over here chatty pattying to this dude and this dude and that dude. And honestly, just as a dude from Long Beach, like I don't know one dude from Pacoima who's really holding any weight about anything. So just that whole situation is messed up. But we don't know what he's telling Flacco. We don't know what they're saying. Oh, it's cool. Talk about them niggas. Them niggas ain't nothing, whatever. But I think Flacco is a man. He's responsible for what comes out of his mouth. I think you guys did a good job of calling him out on it. It was one of the best podcasts I've seen ever as far as like holding somebody accountable. And I think things like that need to happen more often that don't erupt into some type of fight or something like that. You guys are very much correct about what you're saying. I would push back on certain things. If I was there, I would have pushed back on certain things. I definitely would have addressed the way he was looking lovingly into P Nice's eyes. That was kind of gay. That shit was funny as hell.
Hey, I want to know what you would have pushed back on because that was it. But see, that's how you know when somebody don't believe what they're saying, when they can't look you in your eyes. Because if you watch the episode, I'm here the whole time. I'm like this. But when he talks, who the fuck you talking to?
He was clearly shook. Unless bro got Asperger's, there's no way he should have been looking all over the place. But I would have basically just probably aired on the side of Flacco just to make it more interesting because he clearly seemed like he was scared of that whole situation. But I would have just said, like, look, man, people, you guys have sold hip hop. Once you sell hip hop, once you sell the gangbang shit, movies, Boys in the Hood, and all that, anybody could speak on it. Anybody could give commentary on it. You're not gonna go to Roger Ebert and be like, how dare you talk about gang culture in LA when he didn't just sat up and went and paid $15 to go watch a movie about it. That's what happens when you market your culture. It's just like Sons of Anarchy. That stuff is based on like Hell's Angels and Mongols and stuff. They can't go tell people don't speak on Hell's Angels after they just sold it to everybody for an undisclosed amount of money.
This the difference though, Brandon. They're not sitting with the Hells Angels every week and then something really happens with the Hells Angel and the Mongols and then they go and talk about it. No, they make it loosely based off of, okay, this is a biker gang. And then they make a made up script. This isn't really events that's going on that they're talking about on the podcast every week. I guarantee you, if they were chilling with the Hells Angels every week and then something happened behind the scenes and they got on the camera, you think the Hells Angels ain't finna get on their ass about that? Stop playing, bro. You know for a fact they finna check them like, hey, bro.
We gonna have to, right, but why hasn't he been checked by now? You guys did it, but this is something that should have been happening about a year ago.
Because niggas trying to get on. He is a gatekeeper, whether we like him or not.
Yeah.
He has the keys to getting in the game, and a lot of niggas will overlook that to get in the game.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, if I was here, right, I would have just said, bro, you got like several homies who've been on that no jumper. That conversation should have been had with them before it was had with Flacco. Because actually, it's hood politics. Like, hey, bro, it's cool as the homie. Yada. Like, I like what P Nice was saying. He was like, both y'all got a point, though. You know, because P Nice is a very level-headed dude. We all grew up with him. And he was looking at it from both sides. I like that because there's accountability that needs to be had on both sides. You guys were accountable, but you know there's some dudes from Long Beach who aren't accountable. And really, you know, I feel like they should be called out for the shit that they participated in because just being from the city, standing on business, we know that some of that shit was not on the up and up and it really wasn't cool. Let me do this. We got to go. We got 1 minute left. Let me let Kali drop his opinion and close us out because
we
have to, all right. Hey, Kali, what up? What
What's
up,
good?
My brother?
How you doing?
Hey, good, man. I saw you on there. You was real quiet on the show, bro. I was like, when is the light skinned nigga gonna jump up and throw a chair or something, just so people know he's not playing games? But go ahead, bro. Tell me what you think about it. Take a minute and a half. Tell me what you think about it, and ultimately, what do you think is the end game of this situation?
I didn't speak too much because again, it was more so on the street politics. I was more so just when I spoke was kind of giving the civilian take on, because I feel like today, with the advancement of social media and characters like DJ Academics, Flakko, and Trap Ross, right, all these other people, that the civilian feels like what they're doing now is okay. And I feel like we're starting to come to a point where regular dudes are sort of looking down on people from the streets. I feel like we're at a point right now where it's on some revenge of the nerd shit, if that makes sense, where 10 years ago in the early 2000s or mid 2000s, we didn't have dudes on the internet just saying whatever without any repercussions, or at least these types of dudes who literally have no real life experience in what they're doing. So I feel like now that these dudes have came up, they have a vengeance and they have a bitter taste in their mouth from probably from being a little kid and getting bullied or whatever the case is. And so I feel like that is what has been, or what has become prevalent. So all I was doing was trying to speak to that, because I come from Gen Z. So, but I still was raised by, older niggas that laced me to the game about, what to talk about and what not to talk about. So that was my whole take, and my whole problem with Flakko was literally that. You coming from North Dakota, you're not even from the West Coast. You get on the West Coast, you've seen a couple people you liked online do it, and then you think you're going to be able to facilitate it and then get away with it. And that's just not how it goes. And I was just trying to get him to understand how serious it is, especially when you're not from that walk of life. Also trying to get him just to understand, like, niggas not going to really take what you say 100%. Like, you're going to have those basement warriors, yes, that jump on, your side and make you feel like your opinion is 100% valid. But in my opinion, what makes the opinion valid is the industry that you're speaking on. So again, if you're not in the industry, or we could take Terrence Howard, for example, like, he said a whole bunch of shit. There's millions of people who think he's true. There's scientists that are literally in the industry that are practiced that are saying he's full of shit. So that's how I feel like you validate the opinion. Now, obviously, that's a whole different situation. You can go into different things, but just on a concrete level, to me, that's how an opinion is more so validated. And based off of that analogy, Flakko has no skin in the game. And so that's all that I was really trying to bring to the light.
Okay, and just in case you guys are wondering, disorderly conduct is a light-skinned dude who was sitting on the right side of Flakko on the couch. He's a host, one of the hosts of the show. Ashawo, go ahead, man.
Let me help brothers understand, is that this civilian and gang lifestyle that clearly y'all don't understand. See, one thing that I understand about being in the streets, one thing that I understand about when the cocaine spill happened, like I remember the day that the cocaine spill happened in '86. You get what I'm saying? When the shit was coming from Florida to Georgia. Damn the shit about the CIA in California. We talk about when the real cocaine spill happens coming from Cuba, coming from Florida. One thing I understood at an early age, that it's a certain type of group of black people. You got to do it in the trenches. You got to do outside the trenches, and then you got the spectators. What y'all dudes in this gang lifestyle don't understand is that one thing about it, it's becoming a sport. Now, the brother Vira, he was almost correct when he was saying that white people, that they idolize black people. No, they don't. They look at black people like jesters. It was just like jesters of the court back in the days in the empires. You know what I'm saying? They would let clowns could sit up there and just entertain it. Everybody would come from far and near to look at the clowns. And I don't care what nobody say, dudes that participate in gang lifestyle are clowns. It ain't helpful to the community. It ain't helpful to the neighborhood. It ain't helpful to our people. But what I'm saying is, still, people participate in it. So what do you have? You have dudes in the trenches that claim they the real niggas. They the real gangsters. I understand that. But you got to understand that it's becoming a sport. And what does every sport has, Brandon? What does every sport has? It has commentators. You get what I'm saying? Now, just recently in the sports community, you have commentators that have played the sport before. But for 20 or 30 years, Brandon, commentators was guys that never played a game of basketball, never picked up a football, but they can sit up there and idolize it. See, that's the problem that's going on right now. The game culture, the internet have made game culture into a sport. So now you got commentators. It don't care if Flacco ain't from California. It don't care where he's from. He's a commentator. So it doesn't matter. It's the same way how you watch football and basketball right now, where you hear the players sit up there complaining about the commentators. The commentators ain't going nowhere. You could call it revenge of the nerds and whatever. At the end of the day, it's going to be dudes sitting on the sideline. It's going to make money by your dumb decisions and your dumb actions. While you out there gang banging, shooting, killing, drug dealing, soliciting, you know what I'm saying, extortion, it's going to be dudes that's going to sit in an air-conditioned room, you know what I'm saying, making millions of dollars off your play-by-play. That's what I'm trying to get people to understand.
I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Hustle Smart, you brought a point that I didn't even a perspective I didn't even think about it from. And when you said that, I don't think y'all can win this battle, because that's true. People commentate on anything that looks like a sport.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's the commentating part that we're necessarily saying don't do. What we're saying is that, and again, basketball and football is different from gangbanging. So let's not sit up here and act like if I say this dude is trash because he dropped 20 points instead of 50, he might not be around the corner at the studio the next day talking about come outside and catch a fade. So
it's really not though, Kali. Like disorderly.
He's missing the point.
You could say that, but if that's the case,
what you're
like
saying
me, I used to gangbang, right? Yeah. Here's the thing: most gangbangers in my city used to play sports, so it really ain't that much difference. That's why people who come from sports gravitate towards gangbanging, right? You're kind of in a competition for territory, right? You fighting over inches, just like you on the football field, right? So what I'm saying is, how do you kill the commentary when the players essentially, or the participants, they want to be interviewed, they want to talk about their hood business on the internet and stuff? It's like, you could say you can go after the commentators all day, but the players, the participants, they are literally perpetuating the situation more than anybody. They love the glory, because I'm gonna keep it real. What I've always said, most gang members do it for one or two reasons, or three reasons: one, for protection; two, to get girls; three, to get popular and be known around their own city or neighborhood. Right? That's the same damn thing like sports. So how do you stop it when the players, they want to be on the sports shows, so to speak? They want to be on No Jumper, because like I brought up the dude from 60s, who's, I guess he's an OG from 60s. You got dudes like Big U and stuff. They up there speaking on Nipsey Hussle death and all that stuff. Whereas back in the day, the OG was quiet. He didn't say nothing about nothing, because he didn't know nothing about nothing, because he didn't want nobody to get impacted by it negatively. What do you say to that?
I'm not refuting that people from the streets need to be more, low key with what they're doing. That's not what I'm saying at all. I 100% agree that both sides need to have accountability. I think that, and that's what we preach on the show 24/7, is that, you don't have to just be like this, or that this is wrong. And we try to show people, verbatim, a better way to live life. So I'm not refuting that at all. I'm just saying that to compare something that people get killed over, which, again, I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that it's smart. We understand that the politics are silly at times, but those are the politics. So if you're going to go into that game, as stupid as it sounds, and then go be a commentator in it, if they pick you out of the commentators and say, I want to fade, or I don't like what you said, I need this and that, that's what it is. So that's what I'm speaking to, is that, of course, it's bad on his side, or on the gangbanging side. Of course, it's bad on Flacco's side, but don't speak on something you don't know about. And then when somebody gets mad, it's a problem. That's my only problem that I'm having. And that's the only problem that we had on the show. It had really nothing to do with gangbangers not taking accountability, because we've always been speaking that. We were more so speaking to, if you're going to be a commentator in the game and you're going to give opinions and say niggas are this and that go outside of just the reporting, then you have to be ready to what comes with that. Period.
I agree with everything that you're saying. So what think about what you're saying, brother. You just only thing you're saying is that on the gang level, more serious things can happen to you. I get what you're saying. So you're right. People are gonna complain regardless, brother. You got dudes that's making $50 million a year seeing a problem with somebody saying something about them. Think about it like that. So I'm trying to tell you it's different level, bro. Like I'm telling you, I've been on the street since I was 14 years old. I've seen it happen. People complain at a lower level. People complain at the highest level. So I'm agreeing with you. What I'm trying to say is that the commentators is not going to stop. The only thing that's going to change is that the commentators is not going to go into the arena. They don't have to go in the hood. They can sit in their air-conditioned house and then they can just talk. Eventually, what's going to start happening is that these guys, when you start making those threats on the internet, like black people love to make threats, I don't know why, they're going to start putting charges on you. See, the thing about it is, brother, that the dudes in the game is going to look bad if they put charges on somebody. But the commentators, it's not going to look bad for putting charges, for calling the police. They don't even, the commentator is not a snitch.
The thing
So go ahead.
the thing is you got dudes. This is like Flacco is just like a baby in this shit. You got dudes like Vlad TV. You got dudes like Charleston White. They've already destroyed the allure or the mystique that surrounded gangbanging, right?
Right.
The reality is, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you as a person who's in a gang. 99% of niggas in a gang are not tough. They're not like hard. They ain't gonna do shit most of the time. It's a few people in a gang who really gonna do something, and they basically punk everybody else below them and just like basically exploit them. And I think people like Charleston White, Vlad TV, even Flacco to some extent, you know, they have, they destroyed a lot of the mystique or the mystery surrounding gangbanging, right? Like when you got dudes like Crip Mac going in a boxing gym and the dude looking like he ain't never threw a punch a day in his life. You know what I'm saying? You got dudes just like the one dude they was talking about tax, whatever. This dude getting punched and nigga take his gun from him. Like, gang banging is under the microscope now, and people are looking at it like, why have we been scared of these dudes for 20 years? These dudes ain't, you know what I'm saying? Because Negroes today ain't built like they was before, where you get your ass lit up, you messed around with the wrong person. We're not in what's it called? Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society days no more. Go ahead.
So you guys keep, and I understand that the commentator is not going to stop, right? So does that mean that, because you guys mentioned DJ Vlad and Charleston White and other people, there's people that continuously called him out as well as Adam 22, as well as Flacco. So are the people that feel like this is supposed to be handled and you know what I mean, articulated a certain way, are we supposed to stop calling niggas out because commentators are not going to stop? Do you get what I'm saying? Are we supposed to stop doing what we're doing and saying it's wrong just because they're not going to stop? Because we're the only people that are kind of trying to play by the rules and the code and do this shit with honor and morals. So if you don't have that, then what do you have? Like, and I understand that there is the side of niggas, again, out here giving up information. And then you have the commentator taking that information and running with it. But there's always got to be somebody that's still going to hold a light to it. So that's what I feel like we're trying to do. So when people say, oh, it's always going to be commentators, always. Well, yeah, it's always going to be niggas like us there to say, hey, you're a goofy. So that's what I'm trying to say is that, are we supposed to stop doing that because it's going to exist? Or, you know what I mean? Or are we supposed to just keep it going? What should we do?
Let me take this from Brandon. You can sit up there and say whatever you want to. You can be a dissent. You can dissent, but at the end of the day, the commentator get more views. If you calling a dude a goofy, is not getting more views than the dude that's putting your whole gang lifestyle on blast. You talking for nothing. They're just like you. They're just like you coming into a neighborhood and everybody's selling dope, and you sit up there and say, "Well, man, you know what I'm saying? This ain't right." But everybody else is agreeing to it. It doesn't matter if you keep it real. The code at the end of the day, bro, it's no code. It's politics. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times in gang lifestyle, y'all get code and politics mixed up. It's all politics. The same way with jail. When I was in prison for 4 years, bro, I thought it was a code. It's no fucking code. Niggas cross you. Niggas will cross you by the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, bro. It
Hey,
ain't no
that's you,
fucking
bro.
code.
That's you,
No,
bro.
bro.
That could be you.
Let me. I didn't interrupt now one of y'all
I
when
know.
y'all
Hey,
was
wait,
talking.
okay, hustle, smart. You made a great, you made
This
a
last
great point.
part.
Wait.
Let me
I
finish.
don't want
Go
to.
ahead.
I don't want to lose that point you just said. They'll cross you for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I want to let Collie, disorderly. I want to let him respond to just that, and then I want you to respond to what he says
Got
because
you.
he's gonna push. We all know because we've been I've been in the game. You know, I want him to respond to what you just said. Go ahead,
I got you.
disorderly.
Niggas, okay, so when you're trying to bring light to
Try to
something,
be
right?
try to be easy on the N word usage because we got a
Okay,
lot of
sorry.
sensitive people to that word. Sorry.
When you're trying to progress or move forward, or you know what I mean, put a light to something, there's always going to be a side of people that cross you, especially within the black community. So again, my rebuttal to that is get the people you can get, help the people you can help. So that's why I feel like we exist. You're saying, oh, there's no code. Dudes will cross you for a peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, that's true. But it's some dudes that won't. It's some dudes you'll talk to and they'll take the game and they'll run with it. There's some dudes that won't. So I'm not gonna just say, oh, because I've been crossed before by other people that look like me in the streets, or these people haven't been receptive to my information, etc. That's not going to stop me, because at the end of the day, we have a higher mission and a higher purpose. That's why we're on the show. That's why we're calling people out. That's why we're talking about the topics that we're talking about. So yeah, people are gonna cross you, bro. But that's life. That's what happens. Dudes are not. We're not saying every gangbanger is 100% solid, and nobody's saying that. We're just saying what we're saying. So yeah, people are gonna cross you. Cool, but that still is not gonna stop me from calling out what I feel is not right.
All right.
Go.
Now let me tell you the problem with what you just said. It's no problem for you to call it out, but the majority rules. The majority rules in every section of life. With it even let's cross it to hip hop just real quick. It doesn't matter about the Grandmaster Flash, the KRS-One, or whatever shit that's talking about black knowledge and black future and live amongst self. But the sexy reds, the dumb folios, the older rappers in Jacksonville, they're getting the most attention. So it doesn't matter about the poor righteous teacher, my brother. You can be a poor righteous teacher if you want to, but if your message is not nowhere near against the people that's putting out the message of cross, they're promoting the cross. When you go to the Vlads, you go to the Flaccos, all they promoting is the cross, because in the especially in the black community, good news travel at 1 mile an hour, bad news and flow shit travels at 300 miles an hour. So keep up your talk, but your talk have to transcend globally. Adam 23 message travels globally. If yours is just in-house or it just reach around the corner, around a few blocks, it's okay. That voice is still necessary, but that's not what the people are consuming. And I
Okay.
pass the mic.
So
So,
or no?
go ahead. You got it. You got it.
So to me personally, it just sounds like you're just giving up, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100. Like everything that I say, because again, everything you say, I'm not disagreeing with. I do think that again, there's gonna be people who cross us. It's gonna be a hard battle, but there's people that are gonna continue to fight that. And so you're saying the majority rules. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that again, you can still look at other examples of people if that's what you want out of life, and go and get that. Like it's different folk or different strokes for different folks. So for me, all you're saying is that, okay, well, Adam 22 is out here, Sexy Red is out here. we're doomed. All right, let's stop. Let's just let them keep doing what they're doing. I don't feel like that. I don't feel like I'm ever gonna stop preaching my message. And again, we're doing the shit that we're speaking on in real life. So we're 100% good examples. So that's my thing about, like, you're saying, oh, it can't be more than Adam 22. We're just starting out as well, though. So you never know. In 5 years, 10 years, we might be just as big. The culture might shift. And that's the idea that we have in our heads when we get on the mic and we talk, or we have these meetings with people. We're not thinking about, oh my God, if I thought about every little negative thing the culture does, like, come on, bro, that just sounds soft to me. Like, I'm here to progress, whether in whatever area and field that is. And I feel like you're always going to have those hurdles, but that's just what it is, man. So to me, it sounds like you just giving up.
Let me quick.
Let me take 30 seconds.
30 seconds. See, the thing about that's why you can tell, talking to brothers like you hear what you want to hear. I actually told you your message was necessary. I actually said to keep on doing your message, but some type of way in your brain, you heard stop doing it and give up. And that's the total opposite what I said.
No,
now,
I didn't
you
say that
want to
about
sit,
my
hold
message.
on, bro, yeah,
I'm saying about you,
let me
bro.
finish.
Wait, don't interrupt him. He didn't interrupt you. Let him go. He only got 30 seconds.
I'm repeating what I call back my time, Ambassador. But
yeah, reclaim your time. You got it.
Reclaim my time. So what I'm saying is that you can do whatever you want to do. If you want to sit up there talking about what might be in 50 years, I go back to what me and Brandon always talk about: the little kid in the outfield, the Angels in the outfield. It could be, it might be, it probably, maybe. It ain't what it is right. It ain't what it is right now. Right now, majority rules, and right now, their voice is the majority, bro. So you can sit up and talk about what it could be in 30, 40 years. Then talk to me about it in 30, 40 years. Talk about it. Holler at me when the numbers is up. But right now, they got the numbers. They don't give a damn about what's next. What next might never come. Right now is what's happening. And I pass the mic.
Let me just say this, right? So, like, I feel like Nipsey Hussle, his death was like a highlight or like a low light moment in the it was, to me, it was like a coming of age moment in the LA gangbanging culture, right? Nipsey was a gangbanger. He was from a very notorious gang, 60 Crip. They run stuff big time in LA. But Nipsey was like, look, I've been doing all the shooting, the fighting, and all that, and I'm even doing the rapping. But now I'm using what I'm doing to evolve. I'm buying property, and I'm encouraging dudes to get out here and get in tech and buy property and basically evolve their game. I look at the hood that I was from. I was from 20 Crip in Long Beach. Even with our gang, there was a different narrative within the gang than some of the other gangs that were around. I mean, our OG homies was like, nah, nigga, go to school, get an education. Nah, bro, come over here and apply to work for the city. Stuff like that. Even though you gangbang and you do all that stuff, there has to be a moment where you evolve past the petty day-to-day beefing on the street. Even back in the day, the Italian mob, the Irish mob, yeah, they were like us, shooting each other in the street over territory. Then they evolved into organized crime, where it wasn't as much about being recognizable, being out in the middle of the street claiming your hood. They were more about getting that money and staying out of the way and not being seen, right? LA gang culture should have evolved to that. But Black people, we love revisiting the same old trauma. That's why you can't get no peace tree sign. And we love doing what my boy Walter calls hustling backwards. Essentially, gang culture in LA is going to have to evolve. And it's going to have to be more off the street behind closed doors. And it's going to have to be more oriented towards, the acquisition of wealth. We know that because California is getting entirely too expensive to gangbang in. Like, gang members is moving out of California to Nevada and Georgia and Mississippi and Louisiana and all this type of stuff because they can't afford it. So I feel like believing that the culture is going to be able to be kept in like this moment in time and be frozen in a certain space, to me, it's unrealistic. And I believe that what's going on with No Jumper, what's going on with Vlad TV, even what's going on with the viral way is a testament to that. Gang culture, as we know it, is dying off. No one can really afford to live like that anymore. And so now what you got, gang banging is going online. Gang banging is going commercial. Gang banging essentially, or hood shit, is basically, gang culture is basically selling out. It's being bought and sold on the public market. That, there's no honor in that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing holistic about that. That is exploitation at its finest. And to argue for it and to think you could turn back the hands of time on it or salvage some type of honor code out of it, I believe that that is just a silly way to look at it. I'm not telling people to stop trying and all this stuff, but let's be realistic. Most of these gangbangers having sons and stuff today, their kids will not be gangbanging. Their kids will not be running the streets of LA, Long Beach, Carson, wherever, you know, shooting and getting shot at. So it's just something that's dying out and it's really losing relevance. And people are just trying to cling on to it, but it's like trying to like catch the wind. Basically, it's the market is dictating the course of gangbanging's evolution, and nothing will ever be stronger than the market. Right now, you got dudes like Academics, Flakko, Adam 22, Vlad TV. They literally have more influence on hood politics than the OGs from the hood. Because why? They got money behind what they're doing. And I don't care what gang member you dealing with, they're always going to put getting some money or getting a bag or getting some bread over any type of loyalty to any particular set. Like, dudes in gangs may be loyal to like a few dudes within the gang, but that loyalty is totally different from their loyalty to the gang as a whole, right? You got dudes who ride for each other because they grew up together within a gang, but that doesn't mean they hold that same level of loyalty for every single member of the gang. Those days are gone. I mean, does that make sense to you, Ashowo?
Man, you know what? That makes all the sense in the world, because just like you said, and I don't want you to gloss over the point that you made, is that the society and the real estate is pushing gang to other cities. And you pushing gangs to other cities where those cities and their governor are Republicans. So the laws are different. Like, you come to Georgia with that gang shit, like these Republican prosecutors, Republicans laws, and these Republican Supreme Court, but they will hang you. They will have you in jail for 3-4 years trying to fight charges. You get what I'm saying? Why everybody watch you get fat, coming up, like they see you on the street, you in gang attire. But then they see you in jail every day for 3 years, looking beat down, watching your hair grow out. You know, so watch you coming out with glasses. Like, it's like what I'm trying to get the brothers to understand. It has become a sport. So a lot of times we always get brothers come up here and say, well, they idolize us. No, they find a way to they find a way to monetize our dysfunction. That's what white people do. You think like they sit up there and care? They don't give a damn what black people do, because it don't spill over in their neighborhoods. The only neighborhoods that black people destroy is their own neighborhoods. They don't go out there in the white neighborhoods and be like, let me set up shop. They only set up shop in their own neighborhoods. So the white people are putting up cameras. They letting the commentators, they letting their algorithms go up so they can show the dysfunction. It's the last thing, Brandon. One thing about gang activity that always shows the ancient and they'll never evolve. You're hanging out at the same block. You're hanging out at the same corner. You're hanging out at the same liquor store. You're hanging out in the same area. You're not doing anything different. You're doing the same crip walk. You're doing the same poses. You're wearing the same colors. Nothing has changed.
The thing that makes it look stupid in California is Black people, sorry, y'all. Black folks is arguing over gang politics. But if you look around in our county where we live, disorderly, Black people don't own anything. Black people don't own the liquor stores. We might have a restaurant and a barbershop here or there, but 99% of everything around us, we don't even own or control it, right? Like they literally, the gang from the city can't even go to certain parts of the city or the police going to be called and they're going to get arrested. There's nothing, in my opinion, honorable about that. You look at you look at these different situations around even the country, right? The white people, we swear white people want to adopt our culture or we're influencing them. Well, then why don't they change places with us? Like a little girl dress up like Taylor Swift and be like, man, I would do anything to be in Taylor Swift's position. But none of these white people who we claim are, love our culture and want to adopt our culture, none of these people are going to change places with you. I was at the studio the other day. There's this girl. She got this podcast. You can follow her on Instagram. She's LA Legal Queen or whatever. Mexican chick from Florida. She's living in California. She loves hood niggas. She's a lawyer. She's an entertainment lawyer. She's acting like a hood chick, right? But where does she live? In a high-rise building downtown Los Angeles, right by the courthouse. What does she drive? A Mercedes. I said, hey, you ever go to South Central? You ever drove down Fig? She said, I don't go over there. She acts like the people from there, but she would never go to those places. She would never trade places with the hood rat with 3 kids by 3 different gang members, right? So they will mimic your culture, or they will try to adopt some aspects of your culture, but they're never going to trade places with you. They're never going to move to your neighborhood. As a matter of fact, when they do move to your neighborhood, the condition for them to move there is you got to move out.
Yeah.
So if they love hood booger culture so much, why don't they just say, no, man, I moved to South Central to be near the Bloods and the Crips and all that stuff? No, it's a fantasy in Black people's mind to think that people would choose the Black experience in America, the negative Black experience in America, or the hood Black experience in America over their own experience. That's just delusion. That's like when women think that having a baby by a dude is gonna make him stay with them, make him stay with her. You know what I'm saying? It's just delusion. It makes sense to them, but anybody from the outside looking in is like, you're tripping. You're tripping. So we gotta, kind of resist the urge, this idea that, oh, everybody wants to be Black. Everybody don't want to be Black. Black people are useful for what they're useful for, a form of entertainment. That is it. And entertainment don't last forever, because those same people watching this shit on Black be like, all right, man, I got to turn this shit off and go to work. Or, man, I got to get back to work. I got to go take the kids to school. It's entertaining to listen to. And really, I think it's just funny. You know what I'm saying? Because I look at No Jumper and stuff, I just be laughing at these dudes. There was some hard dude from Chicago on King David. Don't care. I was laughing my ass off, because when I go to Chicago, I know that in 10 years, that nigga hood won't even be there no more.
Let me say that. Let me pick it back on that for 10 seconds. The funny part about what you said is that you said that when the white people come in the hood, the hood that Black people think they love so much, they want the price to triple before they even come. Think about this for a second. When you go somewhere to shop as a Black person, you go to a spot where you want the prices to be low so you can get more for your buck. That's the opposite with white people. They have the money. They play the long game. They want the price to triple. Whatever the price is in Compton, whatever the price is in Long Beach, whatever the price is in the Hooverland, wherever the fuck it at, they want the price to triple before they move there, because they know that if the price is triple, Brandon, within a year, it's going to be 60% of the people in that area is going to be gone.
Well, look at my neighborhood in Long Beach, and I gotta see what Disorderly want to say. But I want to highlight this comment by Kyra. She's watching from the Viral Way podcast channel, and she hit it on the head. She said, just like Flakko, he's still gonna win. It don't matter about your opinion, and I agree with that. Flakko went into the belly of the beast. He didn't get beat up. He didn't get hurt. He looked scared as hell, but ultimately he survived it. Do you think that's going to make him stop doing what he's doing, or do you think that's going to embolden him? And now he could go say, yeah, I sat down with them niggas and and I got up out of there, right? Because you basically got a homie from your own hood defending that dude. So we could say like, and shout out to P Nice, that's my bro. You know what I'm saying? I knew him since we was little. But the gangs are divided on whether or not this person is doing something that's wrong. So you got a dude from your hood who will vouch for this person. How do you check that person? How do you hold that person accountable? You can't, because in order to call that person out and to even do something to the person, you have to be going against your own homie. That's what makes this incredibly difficult to gatekeep or police, because gang structure is loose. It's loosely structured. No one is really over anyone. I mean, you got OGs getting killed coming fresh out of jail in California now because everybody is ultimately doing whatever the hell they want to do, and they don't care what you think. Like, Flakko is going to keep making all the money he's making off the internet by exploiting black folks, right? And the only thing you can ultimately do is build a bigger platform than he has and go harder than him at this podcast shit and just have an alternative or a conflicting message and hope that people gravitate towards that more. But when you get on the internet, what you quickly realize, and you disorderly, you can respond to this, what you quickly realize is that our people desire what Flakko is doing more than what we're trying to do, which is be positive and spin this stuff into a positive light. Like, we could be on here talking to people about gainful employment and getting jobs and being able to survive in California. They will turn that shit off. It'll be at 2 views, and they'll be on Poetic Flacco's channel, listening to him talk about Brick Baby and Taxo and all these dudes, telling them they ain't shit and he'll beat their ass. It's supply and demand, man. You know what I'm saying? Kyra said P Nice is around him trying to figure out how to run the bag up. You guys know that. You guys are from the same hood. They know that. I'm not from that hood. But the thing is, yeah, that's true. Your boy, our friends are around him trying to figure out how to get bread. So our friends, in a way, will protect them so that they could keep their position in those circles. And I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just saying it has to be addressed. Go ahead, Disorderly. And then if Mr. Viral's still there, you can give your opinion.
Oh yeah, I'm about to hop off because I got to get a cut. Last thing I'm gonna say is, again, I'm not saying that we should be saying being a gangbanger or a gang affiliate or in the streets is honorable. What I was speaking on was that if you're gonna speak on it and you're gonna do it and call people out in a way that is going to be disrespectful, and then when they respond, and you're making it seem like that's not what they were gonna do, or it's their fault in responding in the way that you guys are saying that they're going to respond. That's the part that I didn't understand. As for the culture and, idealism versus realism, in my opinion, I feel like we're going to continue to keep doing what we're doing, keep calling people out, and keep being good examples. Because, again, we talk about more than just the fucking gang shit. We talk about, I do, you can go to my channel. I talk about having a high yield savings. I talk about real estate. I talk about a Roth IRA, 401k, stocks, options. So I'm up on all of those different things as well. So that's my whole point about the Viral Way podcast and what we're doing. We're not sitting up here and saying that we're trying to protect all gang members. We're trying to help the people that we can. And I know that there are other groups out there just like us doing the same thing. So again, majority rules, that could be cool. Flakko is still going to win, yes. But at the end of the day, that's not going to stop other people who feel passionate about giving their message verbally and also showing their message verbatim as well. So it's just not going to stop me. That's the last thing I want to say. And it shouldn't stop any other black people that are trying to move a certain way and still want things to be handled a certain way, whether the majority likes that or not.
Okay, well, thank you, my brother. I appreciate your opinion. And you are always welcome. It's good to talk about these things so you can see all sides of the situation. I agree 100% with Tony. I think he's watching from over the Viral Way podcast. I don't know, but yeah, Flakko was shook. Flakko was 1,000% shook. But really there was nothing Viral really could do because P Nice, who's all our mutual friend, he was there and he vouched for Flacco, like that he could come there and nothing ain't gonna happen to him. And that just makes it, hard to gatekeep this type of situation. But I hope, Flacco takes it to heart and he maybe tries to change a little bit about how he does his delivery. But I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. Like with Flacco, and this is something I literally just thought of. Gang culture is contagious. So all I really see when Flacco like, yeah, you a bitch ass nigga and I do this, all I see is Flacco being influenced by what he's around. Because how long do it take somebody moving from Alabama or Mississippi, they a 12-year-old, 14-year-old kid before they start saying cuz and blood and nigga, I'll beat your ass, nigga, and all this stuff like that. Excuse me, use the N-word. But I'm just saying, if you've been around gang culture, it's contagious. And Flacco's around dudes who are degenerate every day. So why are we shocked that he's starting to act like them? The guy is from Dakota, Africa. You know what I'm saying? Dakota by way of Africa. He sees these dudes and he looks at the respect and the attention that these dudes draw. So naturally, he would be like, damn, let me act more like these dudes so I could get the attention and the respect that they command. So I don't really fault him for that. Like, hood shit is designed to be contagious. and he caught the bug. So when bro said that, like, we don't really know what Flacco gonna do. Flacco get in and probably whoop all our ass for all we know. We can't just assume that the dude is weak and he's soft and da-da-da-da. That would just be assuming. I'm sure there's people who assume I'm weak and soft, and then when they get their ass beat, they're gonna find out something else. So that's all I'm saying. What up, Aunt Jones? Oh man, Aunt Jones.
Yo, what's good, man? Yo, you confusing me, man. Yo, you making it seem like this shit only going on in LA, man. I mean in California, man. Come on, bro. Yo, every state be banging out, man. But every state be doing it differently, man. Come on, you can't take that shit to Chicago. You can't come over here in New York and take that shit. You can't go out there in Georgia and do the same thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Black people do the same thing all over America, man. It ain't just like being influenced with the blood and Crips, man. Cause you know what I'm saying? There's gangs in here in New York that ain't internationally known, man. There's gangs in Chicago ain't internationally known, man. There's gangs in Georgia that's not internationally known, man. It's not just about to be influenced by quote unquote California gang culture, man. Cause once you got 2 and 3 homies, man, you got yourself a clique, man. You know what I'm saying? Once you got yourself a clique, man, you know what I'm saying? You can move against other people, man. You know what I'm saying? I understand where y'all coming from, man, but you gotta take it off the local aspect, man. You got to make like put it on a international aspect, man. We all do the same thing, man. You know what I'm saying? And we all got that shit. We all got that shit from somebody else, man. You was talking earlier, you know what I'm saying? It's a black culture thing and everybody idolizes the black culture. Where did the black folks get it from, man? Who was all watching all these mafia movies and all these Italian movies and all these Jewish movies, man? They the original gangsters. They was the one that was running up in you know what I'm saying, in the streets with the Tommy guns and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Really blowing heads off and all that, man. You know what I'm saying? And they was going against other ethnicities, man. Black gangs only kill black gangs, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I put in the comment section, the Latin Kings of Chicago back in the 70s figured that shit out, man. That's why they was able to take over the GDs and the vice laws and all that. Cause like they was like, yo, these niggas ain't united, man. They only kill each other, man. That's how the Latin Kings got infiltrated in Chicago and all that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the Chicago had the Pyrus. I mean, not the Pyrus. They had the GDs, the vice laws. They had the Peace Stone Rangers. They had the Rukins and all that, man. Plus they had the Nation of Islam, man. And you know how New York was doing it and all that, man. You know what I'm saying? and you know, back in the 90s or whatever, you know what I'm saying? LA wasn't even holding that crown, man. LA was not holding that crown, man. You know what I'm saying? It was just the thing that shit got kind of watered down throughout the generations, and now it seems like, okay, everybody's saying, okay, gang culture just comes from California. Nah, hell nah, man. You go out there to Georgia, you get your wig pushed back by some old country boy, man. That ain't even no claiming no blood or crip or no type of shit like that, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's not.
You saw the movie Devil in a Blue Dress. Denzel called his cousin from the South, and that dude was smoking everybody.
Well, that's how it is, man. But I just don't want y'all to just like kind of, because I know only me and Hustle Smart, you know what I'm saying, is on the same age bracket, you know what I'm saying. The rest of y'all, you know what I'm saying, is in y'all late 30s or whatever. But y'all got to understand, man. Dude's been banging since the 70s, man. Dude's been banging since the 60s, man. Dude's been selling heroin and dope and all that since the 50s and 60s back in Harlem, man. You know what I'm saying? You heard about Nicky Bones and all these dudes having lines around the corner in Harlem and all that shit. Dudes been gang banging, man. This ain't nothing new. It's just
let me ask you a question, Ed. Can I ask you a question real quick? You say we from the same age bracket, right? And I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. Just like you said, we came up looking at the Italians, the mobsters, right?
Yeah.
So answer me this. Why did we only look at them when it came to the killing? Why didn't we look at them when they started trying to evolve and get into the business? Why did we just look at it when it came to think about it? I want you to think about this real closely.
Well, I ain't got to think too hard.
Why did we only copy them when it came to the guerrilla tactics, and we didn't copy them when it come to the business aspect of being a gangster?
Well, the reason why we did that because we wasn't able to unite, man. We just looked at each other like a total enemy, man. You know what I'm saying? And most of us came from the damn same neighborhoods. Most of us lived in the same building with each other. Most of us came from the same projects. Most of us knew each other from down the block, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just that the Italians and the Jews, they had a different camaraderie, man. They had a different camaraderie, man. It's like, okay, let me give you a perfect example. Right now, I'm staying up in Harlem right now. You know what I'm saying? And the block where I'm staying at, I'm staying up here in Broadway. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of Dominicans, man. And don't you know what I'm saying? I've been out here for the last 2 years. Ain't no killings like that, man. Ain't no killings like that. These dudes don't rot at each other, man. But let me tell you something, man. They gangster like that. You can't come through here and just try to guerrilla pimp them or try to steal their shit. Everybody up here, all these Dominicans up here get money. They get money, but they gotta camaraderie with each other, man. They come in, they acting like each one of them is brothers and sisters, and they might just have met each other from the other day or whatever, man. It's just a different flow. They just like they actually genuinely love each other, man. You can see a Dominican just run up on another Dominican on the street, yo, poppy, blah, 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 and they just start slapping five, and they just feel like they just won. Like how you was just saying, you know what I'm saying, when you said the other day, when the Mexicans on the construction site, one person bring the burritos, one person bring the tacos, one person bring the ground beef. It's just a different camaraderie. When black folks is around each other, everybody's screwing up their face. Everybody's screwing up their face. And don't let somebody else be from got a family member from the islands or got a family member from Africa. It's even worse. Now you going back and forth, man. These Dominicans don't even care if you a first generation or second generation. Just start speaking Spanish, man. Yo, yo, come over here, man. You one of us, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how that blood and Crip shit got infiltrated in New York because in Rikers Island, you know what I'm saying, the brothers wasn't sticking together in the Rikers Island. You know what I'm saying? The only people that was sticking together was the Jamaicans and all that, man. You know what I'm saying? But when the Spanish people come to Rikers Island, you know, they don't care if they're Puerto Rican, they don't care if they're Dominican, they don't care if they're Cuban. Once you start speaking Spanish, you go over there. You on that side, man. And they all link up, man. Brothers
Let me
started.
say something real quick.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Brothers started to get their ass. Brothers started to get their ass handed to them on Rikers Island. When that OG dude, OG Matt came through and put out that blood call or whatever, dudes had to link up with that shit because they was getting their hand, they was getting their ass handed to them, man. You know what I'm saying? And all I'm trying to say, only thing I'm trying, somebody got some feedback. Somebody got some feedback, yeah.
I actually got a question on the mob thing because you said somebody said how.
Listen. Let me just finish, family. Let me just finish. I'm gonna pass the mic right now. The only thing I'm trying to say is, man, the difference
You
between
got
us and
30 seconds.
the difference between us and the Italians, like I said, these dudes got a genuine love for each other. Don't matter if they killing each other. Don't matter if they banging against each other. They got a genuine love for each other where they look at each other as brothers. That's the problem with black men, man. We gotta start looking at each other like brothers, man. It ain't matter what hood we from, no matter what country from, man. Just let's link up, and then we can. When we start identifying each other, like yo, even though I got a problem with him, that's still my brother. Then we can start doing business, man.
Hey man, listen, y'all. Listen, man. This is the day is
No,
Saturday.
it's
Y'all
disorderly
know that the
conduct
brother is
term.
monetized. Man, y'all
It's
need to support the. Go ahead. I'm
Oh,
finna say support your channel, bro. But go ahead.
no, go ahead. You can tell them to support the
But
channel.
bro, listen, man. This is day is Saturday. Y'all know that Brandon. He has a problem with asking y'all to donate because he'll have other people on other channels saying you just want people to donate. You're trying to get them for money. No, he putting out a message. And y'all don't understand this, but I have go on. I'm a truck driver, so I go on people channels all the time. This is one out of maybe 1,000 channels. This is one of the only channels that will let you talk. It will let you have a descending message, will let you go against the topic, will let you come up and be against it. This is not an echo chamber. This is one of the reasons why I watch this channel. It's not an echo chamber. You can come on here and voice your opinion. You know what I'm saying? You could come on here and ask the brother to talk about something else or bring up another topic. We need to support our people. You know what I'm saying? It only takes most people $5. You know what I'm saying? $5 just to donate to the platform. Just because the brother's not asking you, you know that the brother's demonetized. You get what I'm saying? So all of his support come from the people. You get what I'm saying? Everybody likes to come on here. They like to hear the message. They like to hear his point of view. Support the brother in his platform, man. You know what I'm saying? So I implore y'all, let's do a $5 challenge while the stream is going on, man. And just drop $5 in the Cash App. You know what I'm saying? Something that you can't even go out there. You can't even put $5 worth of gas in your car, but you can definitely give $5 to hear a message with 2 or 3 videos a day. 2 or 3 videos a day. You know what I'm saying? There's over 100 and some people watching. If just half of the people on there, we could support the brother, you know what I'm saying, till he get himself back on his feet to the point that he's monetized again. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yo, bro, I'm gonna put some in the collection box when I
Your ass up, and
get
Jones.
off.
I'm gonna be waiting for 3 weeks for that. Hey,
All right,
disorderly.
listen. Like I said, I'm gonna put some in the collection box, man. Shout me out on the next show,
Hey,
man.
ain't gonna be like he get the name right. Ain't gonna be like I spelled the name wrong.
Nah.
Hey,
I got him logged in the Zelle account, man. I'm gonna put some in the collection box on when I get off, man.
hey, all right, thank you. Hey, go ahead, disorderly.
No, I thought that question was interesting about the why did we only take the killing aspect from it?
Yes.
My question back to that was this: how do you think the Italian mob acquired the unions? How do you think they acquired casinos and loan sharking and things of that nature? Do you think, like, I guess, are you attributing why we weren't able to, have access to the unions and casinos and things like that? Are you attributing that to our, I guess, intellectual, ability, our economic
Yes.
ability, or you know what I mean? Or is there anything
Yes.
else that you're
Both.
attributing to it?
I'm attributing both. And you know what? Most people that are realists, they will understand that most people understand that the black people are the muscle. That's how we act in anything. Like let me give you a prime example. What's your name again? What's your name again, brother?
Disorderly. Why you talking about?
Disorderly. So let me bring this question back to you. If a female in your family come to you and saying that she have a problem, what's the first thing you're gonna offer? Are you gonna offer to whoop somebody's ass? Are you gonna offer to kill somebody? Are you gonna offer to? Are you gonna think that change that? Do you think that her services that she wants you to provide is gonna be fighting, killing, or helping her open up a business? If a female in your family, sister, whoever, calls you crying or calls you upset, what do you think that her services are for you to do?
Honestly, I mean, you're saying that under the assumption that my sister is gonna have like some
No,
drama.
I'm not talking about your sister.
No, I mean
So
like, as in, like,
don't
who I
lose
would speak
don't
with.
lose the
No, I'm
point
not.
in the question to make it cynical.
No, I'm not.
I'm just saying that these are the ways that come into. I'm talking to you, but I'm speaking in generality.
Just
No,
answer the question. Wait, just answer the question honestly. That's all that's required here.
that's what I'm trying to do. I mean, to be honest, if they were to call me crying, I don't think it would be about any of them. Like, based off of my life, I don't think that they would call me to kill somebody or to beat somebody up. But also, I don't think it'd be to start a business. We're gonna go off, like, let's say majority of black people, yeah, it's probably to catch a fade with somebody. That's probably the muscle, which is 100%. You're right. I'm asking as to, like, how
I got
did
you.
they acquire?
It was a two-part thing that was. I
Okay.
wanted to set that premises first. Like brother, I'm a guerrilla hustler. I see it in steps, like conversations. I see it like piano riffs. That's the way I see it. The problem is with black people, that especially most black men, majority, the only thing that black men offer women and the community is death, dick, and disaster. That's it. You get what I'm saying? We're talking about majority of black men. That's what they offer. Like, you can talk to any female and go have a conversation with them. And you know that females are the majority. It's more females than it is black men. And you can go to mostly black females and ask them, they got 2 or 3 dudes that will kill for them. They got 2 or 3 dudes that'll fight for them. They got 2 or 3 dudes that will come over there and set up their boyfriend, set up their ex, or set somebody up to get robbed. But they don't have 2 or 3 dudes that will help them open up a business. They don't have 2 or 3 dudes that will help them come over there and help them move their furniture when they finna move, because of the way that the black man acts. The black man acts like a gorilla. The black man acts like an animal. You get what I'm saying? So much in our community that just like y'all was speaking earlier, y'all called the brothers that want to sit back and don't get in gang activities, that never been to the block, never been in the hood. Y'all call that revenge of the nerds. Y'all call those brothers. Hold on, let me finish, my brothers. Let me finish. So what I'm saying is that when it came to watching, listen, brother, I watched the same gang movies. I watched the same Scarface movies. I watched all of them. I know for a fact, because I watch how we operate in the community, that everything about the movie, when it came to guerrilla tactics, when it came to robbing, stealing, extortion, gang activity, gang initiation, we was with that. Soon as the part of the movie went to the point that, hey man, we want to start coming together, putting all the neighborhoods together and form a coalition to go against this. Yeah, we might still have fighting. Yeah, we might still have killing, but we need to put our race first to try to get something, because we see the way society going. Even the mob understood when Elliot Ness came through, they saw the change. So they said that we need to evolve. We might not last forever, but we need to evolve because the system evolved. Black people still doing the same thing. Still, I can go to the same block where I used to sell dope at 40 years ago, and it's still the same niggas out there doing it right now. But you know the only thing that changed disorderly? You got more cameras out there. You got cameras on every block now. And I pass the mic to you, my brother.
All right, go ahead. Wait, let's let Mr. Viral Way come up. Because he has some background noise. He at the gym. Viral way.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. I'm at the gym. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Make it
Okay,
quick.
what's the argument? I hear y'all talking about the mob and like what's the argument?
The
Jesus
ar-
Christ.
the argument is that we were saying that the community of the gang lifestyle, what was copied off of the mob lifestyle, is that black people imitated the mob lifestyle up until the point when it started trying to conduct business, trying to go legitimate as a gang, as a mob. That black people only imitates the guerrilla warfare, the guerrilla part of gang lifestyle, of mob lifestyle, and won't conduct it into a not just opening up barbershops, not just opening up studios. We talking about high level operations where you
Bro.
can even put generation web. That's the
No, for
argument.
sure. But this what you gotta realize, bro. Black
Mhm.
gangs, as far as Crips and Bloods, were started by teenagers, bro, with underdeveloped brains. The mob is grown men. If you look at who runs the mob, they have a hierarchy started by the person with the most seniority, which would be the oldest person in the family. He's usually the head of the mob. So they have generations of wisdom passed down where you have to work your way up through the ranks. They're also tied in with government officials. Like it's a different dynamic than the
Yeah, but
black gang, which
that's not
started by
true. That's not true.
some kids who just started a movement and was going from high school
That's
to
not
high school to
that's
junior high recruiting,
that's
bro.
not
These
true.
weren't
That's
grown
not true.
men with business minds,
Let them
bro. If you
talk,
do
Ant.
your
Let them
history,
talk.
man, how you gonna say it's not true, bro? Like if you from the West, you know how the Crips and Blood started, bro. It was
I'm
not
not from the
started.
West. I'm from the East. I'll tell you how
Okay, hold on, nigga. You listen. You from the
okay,
East.
go ahead.
We started
Ant,
this
let him
shit.
talk, man. He talking about his story. Ant, let him talk. Let him
No,
talk.
no, this ain't even my story, nigga. We started it. The East picked up on what we started. So I'm talking about strictly Crip and Blood. What started on the West Coast and what the East Coast adopted. But when it started, bro, these were kids. Tookie and Raymond Washington were teens, bro, when they started this shit. It wasn't no 60-year-old man with business mind to make millions. The mob is an actual family. You have to be pure blood to even be in the mob. You gotta be family, bro. So they're all tied in with politics and different shit. To compare that to some fucking kids who were recruited at high schools and junior high is asinine, bro. It's totally completely different. Not only that, bro, they don't have to deal with COINTELPRO. They don't got to deal with racism from the government, whether we want to agree if it exists or not. Systemic racism, that shit exists, bro. Like, we have different obstacles to face as far as the streets than the mob do, bro. Like, come on, they have millions of dollars. They're tied in with Vegas. They're tied in with the unions. They got a whole different structure. And to compare that to some fucking black teenagers who were just rebels with no direction is retarded.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't a comparison. So I think hold on for a second, Ant. Let me say this real quick. It wasn't a comparison, bro. So what I'm saying is I was talking about imitating, not a comparison. I understand the way the gang started in LA. I understand that perfectly. But what I'm saying is that we have this saying in the black community, viral, that if you know better, you do better. Every gang, you're right. That's how that gang started. But every gang in the world didn't start like it started in California. The Chicago gangs are more organized. You get what I'm saying? The gangs in New York is more organized. They damn sure more organized in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, yes, the orchestrator, you know what I'm saying, the genesis started in LA. But what I'm saying is gangs been going on. Gangs been going on. Even Italians had gang before it became a mob. They always had gangs and sets. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that far as the emulating and imitation and copying, we copy everything when it comes to guerrilla warfare. At the end of the day, regardless if it was started by two teenagers, the problem is every other group of people is evolving. You get what I'm saying? And if you're saying that black people brains are whatever they is and they got all this stuff, why would they sit out there and still do the same thing? Well,
Bro,
if
listen.
you're, hold on, let me finish. I literally stopped him from interrupting you. I literally stopped my homeboy, and it's my homeboy.
No, because you said you make my bad. You're making a lot of points.
Bro. Let me finish.
Go ahead, bro.
What I'm saying
ahead,
is that all I'm telling you is that I literally stopped my homeboy for interrupting you. So let me just finish. 30 seconds, I'll be done. What I'm saying is that based on what you're saying shows where our brain at as a people. You get what I'm saying? The thing about it, Brandon talks about this on this show all the time. Doing the same thing and expecting a different result. That's asinine, bro. That's crazy. That's the definition of it. So it's nowhere in the world that black people gang culture in LA. If you don't see no change, if you don't see no evolving, why the fuck do you keep doing when you see every other group of people is doing better and evolving? It's like what Brandon always say, we fighting for the bottom and we get the prize. We get the prize for fighting at the bottom. And that's dysfunction, that's backbiting, that's neck cutting, that's goddamn throat slashing, and that sit up and tell on each other. That's why the show First 48 is the most popular show ever came about, because it shows how black people will sit up there and go kill 30, 40 people, and you get them a pack of cigarettes and some KFC chicken, and they'll tell on everybody and their mama. And I pass the mic.
Listen, bro, y'all are taking the minority and acting like this is the majority of black people. You do realize the minority of people are in gangs, right? This is not the majority. The majority of people in the black culture are working class people. The problem is our race is the only race that takes the degenerates of the culture and puts it to the forefront of the entire race due to it being popularized by Hollywood and hip hop. No other race does this, and no other race is expected to do this. Yet you niggas know this, and y'all still get on these platforms and cry about, oh my God, if they're not sharing results, why are they doing the same thing? Bro, we can say that about anybody. We can say that about working class citizens. Why do we keep doing the same thing and expecting different results? Every 4 years, y'all complain about the economy. Y'all complain about the laws. Y'all complain about politics. And every 4 years, y'all do the same fucking thing, go to the polls and vote, and get the same results. And then for the next 4 years, half the country complains, the other half is cool with it, and then towards the last year or two, they complain as well. Nobody does anything different to make change. For the most part, people do what's comfortable, and that's with humans, period. But you niggas want to act like, oh, only street niggas do this. You do the same thing. You go to work, you pay taxes, you complain about laws, you complain about the government. I know y'all do because y'all get on these platforms and talk about politics. So y'all doing the same thing, just a different lifestyle. So the same way you asking the street niggas, why y'all keep doing the same thing and expecting different results? I could say that about anybody. Like, bro, it's just a lifestyle. When you're caught in it and you're stuck there and that's all you see, it's very easy to get brainwashed into doing the same thing. It's very rare that people go against the grain. The same way, if the working class goes against the grain and tries to fight the government, you will have people who are enslaved by that very system that this person is going against to free you. The people that's enslaved by it will fight you for trying to free them. It's no different from the streets. Somebody that tries to go against the grain, the same people that's trapped in that cycle will fight to eliminate them. This is the circle of life. That's just how it is, bro. It's very rare that people can think outside the box. Most people are stuck in the system doing the same fucking thing. We go to work from 18 until, 65? Life expectancy is 70, 75. So you're going to work for 40, 50 years and be free for 10 to 15 years, 12 years at most. That's insane. But yet we do it day in and day out. So what's the difference? Y'all doing the same shit, different lifestyles, and expecting different results.
All right. Can I say my piece now?
Go ahead, say your piece, bro.
All right. Listen, man. I hear what you're saying, bro. I hear what you're saying, young blood. You know what I'm saying? But listen, man. What you doing? You conflating everything together, man. You know what I'm saying? I keep telling you, man, and I said it before, man. California invented Bloods and Crips. They didn't invent no gang culture, family. California did not invent no gang culture, man. Dudes been banging across the U.S. before Bloods and Crips and after Bloods and Crips and during Bloods and Crips, man. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the 90s, man. I know the homies that I used to run with, man. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, man. We had our team, man. We was out here getting it, man. You know what I'm saying? There was no Bloods and Crips out here. I told you. I don't know if you was listening. You know what I'm saying? 20 minutes ago, whatever. But that shit came out of Rikers Island. You know what I'm saying? Because dudes was getting their ass handed to them by the motherfucking Mietas. You know what I'm saying? And all them motherfucking Latin kings on the island, man. There was no Bloods and Crips in New York. There was DCEPs. There was motherfucking BMWs. There was
Language,
motherfucking
please.
huh?
Language.
No,
Too many
not
MFers.
Nah, all I'm trying to say, we was doing our own thing. We was doing our own thing, like old dirty bastard said on his record, man. Crews be acting like gangs anyway, man. You know what I'm saying? We was banging in our own shit, man, our own right, man. You know what I'm saying? When that shit popped off on the East Coast and West Coast beef or whatever, man, we had our own teams or whatever, you know what I'm saying, ready to get busy, man. We wasn't on the same shit y'all on in California, man. I'm not knocking y'all, man. Do what y'all do, man. Just like I can't go to Chicago and tell the GDs and the vice lords how to get busy. You know what I'm saying? Just like how they can't come to New York and tell us how to get busy, man. But every hood had their own shit, man. Just like you go to down south, man. You find a country boy in slippers ready to twist your motherfucking wig back, man. This shit is real like that. In any hood you go through, man, there's always real dudes in every hood. But let me finish.
Okay. Man, you got 20 seconds. You didn't say the same thing 5 times.
It's always all right, man. All right, man. It's always I say the same thing 5 times, man.
Hey, this the difference, though, bro. This the difference.
Nah, but
California. No. This the difference. Hold on, but this the difference, though, because he keep talking about vice lords.
No. Listen, I don't listen.
Byron, let him wrap up, and then you can respond to him.
Listen, nah, this ain't no diss record, man. I ain't trying to come at you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to let you know how y'all do it out there is how y'all do it out there. How we do it out here is how we do it out here. But the gang culture is universal across the US, man. The only thing I'm trying to say is that we need to have a different mentality. And going back to the young brother's point is, you know what I'm saying, how we can't get on that business mindset is because we don't have a genuine love for each other, man. Once we can start to love each other, you know what I'm saying, as brothers and look at each other as brothers, regardless of whether we cross a different line or a different community type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I gave you all an example how the Spanish people do. Spanish people are different, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's different with the Mexicans out there, but I know the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans, man, they have a genuine affinity for each other, man. And that's what black folks is lacking.
All right, go ahead, Viral.
Look, bro, this is the difference. When y'all comparing blacks to every other race, we are different. It's not the same. Every other race's history has not been deleted and erased to where they don't even know who they are. We don't know who we are. It's like having a car and you don't know the make and model of the car. How are you going to operate this car? You don't even know what grade of gasoline to put in it. Is it diesel? Is it 91? Is it 87? You don't know anything. You don't know how to operate on the car. You don't know what parts, you don't know the manufacturing parts. You don't know anything. That's us. We're out here creating cultures because we don't know our history. You go to the Spanish people, they know their history. They can go back to their country. They still have family over there. You ask the average nigga in America, where you come from? He don't know other than his block. That is the difference. There is a greater scheme with black people to where people in higher powers have went out of their way to try and destroy us. No other race has had to deal with that, overcome that, and still become successful. They got you niggas so deep in the matrix that you niggas keep forgetting that fact, bro. We have to overcome other obstacles that other races don't. You talk to the Puerto Ricans, guess what? They know they Puerto Rican, they know their heritage. You talk to the Asians, they know their heritage. You talk to the Indians, same thing. You talk to niggas, we don't have anything to where, okay, over here I'm Pan-African. Oh, over here I'm the real Jew. Over here I'm Crip. Over here I'm GD. Like, bro, we have to create our own shit and become successful and fight with each other to become successful. No other race has to do that. It's a big difference.
I think that that's just an excuse.
Yeah.
It's lazy. It's poorly thought through. We went to the same damn schools. Viral. We both grew up in Long Beach. Good education. We can talk, articulate ourselves. We both know how to read real well. How do I know where I come from and you don't? The only reason it's just like Doughboy said, right? In Boys in the Hood, either they don't know, they don't show, or they just don't give a fuck. And the reality is with black people, it's just the last two. They know, they just don't show, and they just don't give a F, right? You know you come from Africa. You guys, black people will fight against anything that expects them to do something that goes against what they want to do at the time. It's like me saying to my daughter, look, girl, you need to clean this room. And her telling me it's hard for her to clean her room because she don't know where she come from. Either way, you know where you come from don't got nothing to do with acting civilized. We know that because there are children who don't even know who their parents are, don't know shit about their past, and they still act civilized because they understand. Even a dog understand that if it pee on the carpet, it's gonna get hit. So what does a
Brandon,
dog
let
do?
me ask you a question
Wait
though.
a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
See,
Wait a
this, see,
minute.
this, this the only thing I don't
Wait
like about the
a
lines
minute.
because you can't
Let me
interact,
finish.
bro. I want
I
to ask
know
you a
I'm
question.
talking. I've been interrupting, but I know what I'm saying is true because it's making you want to interrupt me. Negroes show up to work every day on time, or else they know they're gonna get fired. When Negroes have an incentive to do something like get money, whatever, we know how to do that. When we want to go, Kyra Polite, you keep asking how to get at it. I keep telling you, click the link. This is a perfect example of black people. This girl keep asking how to get at it. I keep telling her to click the link. I keep putting the link in the comments. She's just ignoring what I'm saying, asking the same question over. It's not that black people don't know where they come from. Black people want everything handed to them. They want somebody to do it for them. Oh, y'all need to clean up our community. Y'all need to do this. Y'all need to do that. Bro, Asians, Mexicans, and everybody else live in the same community. They come from messed up homes. They got shit happening to them. Most of these Asians that came from over here to Long Beach, they came from getting slaughtered in an ethnic genocide in Cambodia called the Killing Fields. And you're going to sit up and say, where their own government targeted them and slaughtered them by the millions. And then black people, nobody knows what niggas are not. Let me stop saying niggas. Black people are full of shit, okay? Because black people know how to get in line when it's something they want. And the reality is, we don't want safe neighborhoods. We don't want better communities for our children. Because why? 90% of us glorify this dumb shit. You could go to a black dude who came from there like a bitch ass nigga like Skip Townsend. That dude has elevated his life out of the hood. He's making money, making films. This bitch ass nigga will still try to glorify some hood booger bullshit, trying to make himself seem valid or give himself validity. Melvin Farmar, same shit. The dude created 8 Trade Gangsters. I had that, I'm not gonna call him N-word. I had that dude up here on my channel. That dude was talking about we gotta stop the gang violence and stuff. I was like, well, all you gotta do is renounce gangs. Tell the people that this gang stuff is bull crap. It's a waste of time and it ain't going nowhere. I'm never going to do that. Why? Because that's what keeps him relevant. These dudes hold on to gang culture because that is the environment where they feel like they are somebody. Let me tell you, these gang members will throw this gang stuff off in an instant if it's standing between them getting some money, getting signed to some type of record deal, any of that. But they'll tell you, I can't stop killing people who look like me. I just can't do it because I don't know. Eyes don't know where I come from. It's cap. Because if they got to drop that shit to go on a movie set and work with a rival gang member, they will do it in an instant. And it won't have nothing to do with they don't know where they come from. That is an
Brandon, you
excuse.
gotta
Go
let
ahead.
people refute what you're saying, bro.
Man,
First of
I've been
all,
talking the
you
whole time.
guys, you guys underestimate the power of subconscious programming. I'm willing to bet 90% of people on this panel does not know what subconscious programming is
how it takes effect and the effects it has on the human mind. I'm willing to guarantee, I'll bet $1,000. Majority of people have never even studied this. Bro, we have been subconsciously programmed to think inferior, to hate ourselves, to view ourselves as less than from the time you enter preschool. No other culture deals with the type of subconscious programming that black people have. And you keep using foreigners as an excuse. Bro, they have to run here to be successful. They can't deal with the obstacles in their country, which is why they come to the US. You niggas champion these fucking foreigners. Oh, they come out here and they do this and that. Yeah, you keep missing the key words. They came out here. They didn't stay where they were at. We stayed where we were at, and we still are becoming successful. The obstacles were too much for them where they were, which is why they flee to the US and spend their whole lives trying to get green cards. No, tell them niggas to stay where they at, fight their government that's trying to destroy them, and tell them to become successful the way that black people do. Black people don't love being in the hood.
We'll tell them that when you tell your homeboys to stop kissing ass at no jumper and then blaming Adam for exploiting them. That's what I'm saying. Your criticism. Wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute. I'll let you talk. Your criticism is hypocritical bullshit because you could try to go bully an immigrant, but you can't stand up to the same nigga from your hood who's sitting up going to talk politics on no jumper and then complaining how Adam's exploiting them. You're full of shit for that.
Hold on, how? Do you know what type of talks we? Hold on. Do you know what type of talks we have behind the scenes?
I don't care what type of talk you have. The shit ain't working because the hood shit don't mean shit. Once there's some money involved.
I know, but listen, have you ever? I know, but you're making false claims, bro.
You cannot blame it on subconscious programs when niggas from our hoods know how to get over it in the name of getting some money from a white person. That means they are choosing to do what they're doing. Programming, be damned.
Actually, that proves their program because someone who's smart and understands, okay, this is a play, this is a ploy. This money is to sell us out. So yeah, I'm gonna get a little on the front end, but he's gonna get a lot on the back end, and I'm fucking my community. That's somebody who's thinking deeper outside of the program. Somebody that's stuck in it is gonna go do everything that you said. So all these goofies that's in the comments talking about victim mentality, go subscribe to the channel. We preach against having a victim mentality every fucking week, but I'm still not ignorant enough to know, hey, programming is real. This is why majority of people are failing, not just black people. Hey, wake up and look around. No, fuck that. I'll let you go. Look around, bro. Majority of all races are failing right now. Go on Twitter. You see white people that live in the suburbs crying, I'm about to lose my home. I can't afford to live like this. I'm thinking about unaliving myself because the economy is becoming too much. They are now facing some of the same obstacles that black people had to face that they never even thought existed and they denied existed. Oh, the government ain't against y'all. Y'all making excuses. Oh, well, now the government's stepping on the middle class. Guess what they doing? Man, fuck the government. Let's revolt. These are the same fucking people who told us our whole life, oh, yeah, systemic racism don't exist. But now that it's no longer to do with race, and now it's flipped to class, where it depends on what class you in. Now they like, oh shit, this shit exists. The government is out to get us. The gas is too high. Groceries are too high. Houses, we can't afford a house. Oh shit, I got this degree. I can't even get a job. Now they're saying the same thing that we've been saying for decades, but now that it's on their front doorstep and it affects their livelihood, now they can acknowledge it. You stupid ass niggas in here is programmed still to even ignore these facts. This is why I don't argue with you niggas. You niggas is like talking to a brick wall. Just because one or two of us make it, that does not make the rule. The exception does not make the rule. I can put 100 people in the harshest conditions. Guess what? Yeah, a few are gonna make it out. But guess what? The majority, they're not going to make it out. So I have to look at those stats and go, wait a minute. If only 5 people out of 100 are making it out, then the environment has to be playing a factor with people failing. You can't ignore that.
Okay, let me just say this. Hey,
what are you talking about?
Can you put the link in your comments so that your people, because some people want to come up on your side. I've been putting the link. They swear they can't see it, so you gotta put the link on.
I'm in the car right now. I just left the gym. I'll do it when I get back to my laptop. I'm on the
Okay.
phone right now.
Okay.
Bro, bro,
Look, I always say this. I always say this. If you wake up and you in a hole, a ditch, and there's a ladder in the ditch with you, how long are you gonna wait and try to figure out how you got in the ditch before you get on the ladder and climb up out of it, right? Bro, we went to the same schools. This is why this frustrates me. We went to the same school as all these dudes. We got pretty much basically the same education. People in Long Beach are smart. There's thousands of intelligent people who came out of Long Beach who are successful. I mean, you got dudes, Sammy Parker, Willie McGinnis, Snoop Doggy Dogg. I mean, the list goes on and on. Our city has put more people in the NFL and into sports than any other city in America. These people came from the same place as you, and they figured out very quickly, this is what it's going to take to change my existence. We even got dudes from different hoods working for the city, driving trash trucks, working for the water department, all this stuff. We have too many examples of dudes who came from where we came from, who've changed their life, right? Despite not knowing where they came from, which I don't even agree with that, because we all have the power to read books and learn about our history. We know we came up off of slave ships. We could track our genealogy. We could do our DNA tests and stuff like that. We make choices. We choose to gangbang. We didn't just start doing it because it was all we had or all we could do. We made a choice. We wanted to hang out with the bad kids. We wanted to go hang out with where the little hood rats was at. And being from the hood was part of being able to bone on them and stuff like that. I feel like black people make a lot of excuses that are totally baseless. The reality is the people who know better in our community make excuses for ignorant, violent, degenerate behavior, and they do it because they for many years they were rewarded for doing it. The government decided, look, we're going to give black people a bunch of bullshit excuses for being failures. Part of our people grabbed onto it and was like, what? I could be a failure and still survive. The other part of our people was like, nah, man, I'm gonna work for what I want. The people who know better get shamed for saying what's true by the degenerates and the people who produce the degenerates. You got people in LA, they mom and they daddy, and you could attest to this. They mom and daddy work, ain't never gangbang, ain't never did crime. This little fool go out and want to travel across town to the hood to go gangbang with a bunch of Pookies and Ray Rays or whatever you want to call them. That's not something done because they didn't have no other options. These dudes just wanted to do degenerate behavior. And their mama and their daddy, who ain't never did nothing like this, that's my baby. They said he did it, but he didn't do it. He would never do something like that. And that's what creates the environment that we live in. People who know better defending degenerate behavior, because 9 times out of 10, it's their kids who are doing it. That destroys communities. And the fact that we can log on to the internet, viral, that proves we have access to the information that we need to get up out of this situation, but we don't choose to do it. If somebody get up here talking about how to uplift themselves out of this situation, we won't even click on it. Don't nobody want to hear that shit, bro. Even if you go to jail, you start talking to dudes about this. Oh, bro, you preaching to me now. Da-da-da. It's not that we don't know and the information's not out there. We don't want the information. And 90% of it is fueled by drug use.
The thing about it, about being in a hole, like he said, if it's 100 people and 95 and only 5 people make it out, the other 95 don't have to start eating each other. Like that's the crazy thing when I hear black people talk like that. If the neighborhood is so bad, you know what I'm saying? If you can't make it out, that don't mean I sit up there and say, hey, Brandon, me and you can't make it out, so let's be enemies. You get what I'm saying? It's plenty of people. You go to any race of people, all of them are not rich, but they ain't all fighting together. They police themselves. We're the only group of people that don't police ourselves. We're the only people that, just like Ant say, when we see each other, we frown up. We don't think it's happy. We don't think about being happy to see other black people. That's just the way that it is. and no type of social, no type of subconscious or whatever. We just don't like to see each other. We hate it. Oh my God, boy! If we go try to talk to a female, we can't wait to sit up there and talk shit about the last dude she was with or how we'll whoop his ass or whatever. We trying to have sex with this chick. We sit up here trying to kill her ex-boyfriends and her baby daddy. We already got the pussy.
Hustle smart. The same way we looking at immigrants, right? They're just the latest target that we're going after. The same way we try to talk down, that's the same way we talk down on each other within our own community. Black people trying to act like they got some type of solidarity to go after immigrants and black immigrants like Flakko. Bro, we'll talk to Flakko peacefully. We will kill somebody who's also Black American like us for saying the shit Flakko said. Niggas will kill you for saying what Flakko said if they connect to you ethnically. They'll talk to Flakko peacefully. They will kill somebody who comes from the same background as them and then say, oh, well, they got this and they got that. No, bro, we just love preying on each other because we look at each other as competition. In every aspect, we look at each other as competition. And instead of admitting it, right? Instead of admitting it, we keep trying to perpetuate this narrative. We really want to stick together, but it's the white man. The white man ain't got nothing to do with it. The white man gave you the ability to read a book so that you could learn how to be better than what you are, right? The white man gave you a school, forced you. The white man forced your mama to take you to school so you can learn. But you're going to say that this is against you. He's preventing you. He's the one who has given you the ability. He's the one who has enabled you to see something bigger than where you are. And the black people who want to take advantage of that, do. The black people who don't want, like, I'll give an example, then I got to pass it to my boy Gravitated. Bruh, our kids do great in school. Me and Viral, right? Great GPAs 4.0, they doing great in school. That's because we want them to do good in school. We do the things that some of our parents wouldn't do so that they can be successful. That means that we as men, we can look at a situation despite our background and we can manipulate that situation to get a desired result. I got a homegirl in Long Beach. She got 10 kids now, right? All of her kids are dropouts. Her kids are running around Long Beach, teenagers, doing God knows what. If I go to her house, and when I used to go to her house in the morning, because she used to live like 3 houses down from me, and I actually used to give 2 of her kids a ride to school every morning because they went to the same school as my daughter. How am I coming to your house to pick your kids up? You're asleep, and your kids not dressed, prepared, or ready to get to school. This heifer get up here and say, oh, it's because the white man. No, it's because of you. You're pumping out children that you don't want to raise, you know. And then when somebody say, well, maybe you should use birth control. That's going to mess up my body. That ain't got nothing to do with the white man. That has everything to do with the choices she's making. And that's what we gotta bring back. Personal accountability. Personal accountability. Bro, you're not in jail because they set you up. You're in jail because you went and shot somebody. You in jail because you went and robbed a store and a nigga snitched on me. It don't matter, bro. He only was able to get you because you made a bad choice. Black people are the kings at blaming what happens to them on everybody else. Blaming the results of their choices on everybody else. Go ahead, Gravitating. Go ahead.
Yeah, you guys can hear me?
Loud and clear, my brother.
All right. Well, me and my wife was watching your show for a while, man. You guys are all cooking, by the way. And I don't hop on all the time, Brandon, because between me and you, I like listening more. You know, it's things I got to work on. But real quick, Mr. Viral is doing his thing, right? I could hear the passion, but I definitely agree. I think it's misdirected. Number one, if you just have basic human elements of evolution, we should be away from being primitive. And saying nothing's bigger than a program is almost a primitive mindset, because at the inception of gangs, especially from certain areas of Chicago, Cali, and I talk to the elders, we're not living what these gangs were supposed to represent anyways. If you want to be 100, it diverted into something else that has become destruction. And let's just be real about that. Thirdly, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't want to cut your wisdom, but I want everybody to know this. Tookie Williams was a gainfully employed man before he started the Crips. Tookie Williams was working at a group home. As a grown-ass man working at a group home, this dude was taking kids from the group home around the neighborhood to kill people. Please don't tell me that man didn't know better. If you could get a job at a group home, you know about personal accountability and responsibility. He made a choice to do that shit. It was not because of the white man.
They weren't. Hey, hold on, because you selling misinformation. They weren't even killing people when the Crips started, bro. They weren't killing people back then. They weren't even. Hold on, I know, but when you tell a story, bro, tell the facts. When they started it with Tookie and Raymond, they weren't killing people.
What I'm telling you.
Do you know when the first body dropped? Do you know when the first body dropped?
Yeah,
come on, bro.
I read about it. What I'm telling you is the fact that this dude was a gainfully employed man working at a group home tells you he had sense, he had the ability to know right from wrong, and he knew what he was doing was wrong whenever he started doing it. He made a choice to do that.
Okay, cool. But this what y'all, this is my problem I have with you and people like the people on this panel. When people from our communities make it out and they tell other people, hey, it's possible, but guess what? You're going to have to overcome this, and this. Y'all call that making excuses. That's not making excuses. That's giving clarity. If I have two fucking roads and this group of people, it's just a straight line to get to the finish line. This group of people, I put bear traps on that road. I put landmines on that road. It's a couple 20-foot brick walls you got to climb over. And 10 people out of 10 on that straight brick road, they make it out. No problems at all. They make it to the finish line. The people who got to overcome the bear traps, the landmines, the walls, only 5 out of 10 make it out. And then the people on the other side who had no obstacles go, hey man, if y'all can make it out, why the other 5 didn't make it out? Y'all will say that's making an excuse. That's not making a fucking excuse, bro. Everybody's not the same. Hold on. Everybody's not the same. Everybody don't have the same willpower. It's no different than people who grow up in a house. Say you got 2 parents. They both alcoholics. You got 2 kids. One kid, he might follow his parents' footsteps and grow up to be an alcoholic. The other kid might be so traumatized from seeing his parents be alcoholics, he never even drinks alcohol in his life. So does that mean the other kid should have automatically made it out and been the same as this kid? No, different people got different brains. They got different habits. I mean, it's just different. Everybody's not going to make it out just because one person did. That's the problem with you niggas. You niggas look at one example and think we all the same. We're not all the same, bro.
Let me say this. Tookie Williams, the active Crip, while at the same time, an anti-gang youth counselor.
Hold on, you went back to Tookie. Address what I just said. Address what I just said. Fuck Tookie. Address what I said.
Listen, I'll address what you said, but what I'm telling you is this.
I don't care about Tookie. Address the point I just made, though.
If you care about it or not, I'm going to say it because it's the fact. You marketed gangs as being started by kids who didn't know any better. That is a lie. Tookie Williams was an anti-gang youth counselor while out killing people, bro. That means he knew what he was doing was wrong. And
who did Tookie kill? Name the people he killed. Name the people he killed.
I don't know those people's names.
So what the fuck are you talking about? You put bodies on people with no proof.
He killed nobody, but he in jail. Well, he dead now, but he was in jail.
It's a lot of people in jail that didn't kill nobody. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Yourself. Please stop.
How many people have been?
That ain't got nothing to do with.
Hey, look, because you niggas have to provide facts, nigga. It's people who've been executed. After they've been executed, guess what? The evidence came out they were innocent. But in you goofy ass niggas' minds, oh, they were guilty because the court of law said they were guilty. You niggas is goofies, bro.
You go live amongst those. I got you, Grafter. You go live amongst those gang members who are really just misunderstood while everybody else try to move away. Of course, we're not going to do that. We live in white neighborhoods with white people because we know what these people are capable of. What I'm telling you guys, and Viral can say whatever he wants. I will let him talk, but we got to let Gravitate. What I'm telling you, don't ever anybody who tells you that gangs and gang members are doing it because they're victims. They're doing it because they want to do it. They wake up and make a decision to go kill like a damn psychopath, like a damn psychopath. You're an anti-gang youth counselor while at the same time going to kill rival gang members during the
Address
nighttime.
the point that I
You're just
made. You
psychotic.
ignored everything I said, and you have not addressed the point. Nobody on this panel has. Explain that. Explain how explaining the obstacles you have to overcome is making excuses. And because some people aren't able to get over the obstacles, now it's like, oh, you just made excuses because I made it. Listen, by your logic, if one person out your community becomes a millionaire, everybody should be a millionaire because they made it.
I mean, that doesn't
even make sense.
Can I say something,
That don't even make sense. What the fuck is you niggas talking about?
Hey,
hold on,
let's let gravitating go, and then you could get on. And plus, we gonna have to go anyway because we gotta start getting ready for the other shit. But go ahead, gravitating.
All right, Viral, I want to talk to you, but I want to piggyback off of what Brandon said, and there was somebody else that said it's like we really hate each other in this entire diaspora, right? At whatever levels that we got degeneracy, I'm telling you, there's more similarities in hating each other, bro. I don't care if you go to Africa. I don't care if you're in the Caribbean, if you in South Central LA, if you right here from where I'm from in South Florida. I seen this shit, bro. And just to throw this out here, growing up, I'm 15. And Brandon, I don't know if you know my twin brother. I smoke hip hop. We're in a car with a homie, right? This man got a mother, a father, and I just want to show you how strong this thing is, but we'll always revert back to white supremacy. This man got a mom and a dad. We're in the car. Long story short, he's a part of a murder. I'll just say that. We ain't know if he really did it or not, but we really asking him questions. Once we figure out what's going on, we pretending like everything cool because in the back of our head, it's hard to fathom the thought of pulling a trigger on somebody, right, that look like me and you, even though I have family members that have been victims of murders. But this man's mindset was of a degeneracy that I understand the psychosis of it. We could blame Viral, no offense, as you say, the obstacles. But at the very basic element of being a human being, and then if it's about identifying with people that look like you or you claim is a part of you, why is it we can't even smile at each other? Why is it that I could feel the tension when there's a bunch of niggas around each other? It's like some shit about to pop off. It's deeper than just white supremacy. It's deeper. Definitely. Listen. It's deeper than just our obstacles because I've seen homeless men with nothing look out for one another, sharing the same cigarette, making sure each other got a drink. And the point I'm saying is, even at the bottom of the bottom, there's no excuse for what I've seen with my own fucking eyes that goes on time and time again. And until we break this fallacy that it's only obstacles keeping us behind, but not our decisions, as Brandon said, not our mindset, and this deep penetrated hate for one another. Now, you could blame that for the white man if you want to, but when are we going to overcome? And it takes accountability. It all circles back to accountability. Mr. Viral, I hear your passion, but I'm telling you, I do this every day. I can't fix broken men, but when you're watching these young men and these young girls, by the way, it's more girls getting into this degeneracy. You're watching their mindset. It's somebody that give it.
Can I jump in?
Hey, bro, hold on. I didn't even use the word. I didn't even use the word white supremacy, bro.
Let me jump in. God, I've been sitting through all this.
I did not use the word white supremacy. Let me clarify.
I hear you.
Hold on, just let me clarify. I'm gonna let you have a point.
Let the man finish.
I gotta land there. I swear, brother. I'm sorry, but listen.
I never said white supremacy.
Listen, there's a seed planted in every young. Listen.
Wait a minute, guys. Take 30 more seconds, then Viral response.
Not even 30 seconds. There's a seed planted in young black boys and girls. If they're at a critical stage where they start thinking deep about their decision, there's somebody, no offense, Mr. Viral, comes along and plants that seed of, well, it's not my fault, and they continue it, bro. I swear.
Let me speak somebody,
this is how I know.
please.
Hold on, this is how I know you niggas don't have points and y'all just talking, to make your point, but you're not engaging in the conversation.
Bro,
Not
stop
one
calling us
time.
niggas,
Let
man.
me in this, man, please. This
Listen,
dude been banging.
hold on, bro. Hold on.
It's always somebody making.
Hey, you
No,
getting
people
emotional.
don't want to see black people
Hey,
get it
Brandon,
together.
mute that
It's
nigga. He
this
getting
nigga act
emotional.
like he mad because
Brandon,
black
mute that
people
nigga. He
talking
getting
unity.
emotional.
This
Mute that
nigga,
nigga.
no,
You
God damn
getting
it, because I'm
emotional.
tired of waiting.
No,
Fuck
you
it. I'm
getting
still
emotional,
trying to
bro. Kick back.
say it, but still,
Hey,
I
mute
wait.
that nigga, man.
I say it emotional, call it
Nah,
what the
mute
fuck
that
you want
nigga.
to call it,
Mute
nigga.
that
I
nigga,
don't
bro.
care. You act like
Mute
you
that
mad because we trying to get it together.
Hey, mute
Any
him.
black people talking about
Hey,
unity, it's
mute
always
this
some
goofy.
nigga.
Hey, this a
Yo,
grown man
man,
screaming at
fuck
the
out
phone
of here,
right now.
nigga. It's
Hey,
always.
this a grown man screaming at the phone.
Calm down, man. I'm gonna wait another 30 minutes to
Brandon,
speak.
mute,
I'm gonna
bro.
chill.
Mute, bro, man. God damn. Listen,
Okay,
y'all are only
let
on.
Byron go.
Hold
Byron,
on, listen.
go ahead.
I'm gonna take
Me
30
see you
seconds and
follow
I'm gonna get in the shower. Listen, y'all are not on here engaging in a conversation. See, me, I listen to you talk and I refute the point that you spoke on. You niggas just getting up here to spew whatever point you want to make. Not one time did I blame white supremacy.
Back to calling us niggas now. Back to calling us niggas.
Listen,
Come on,
just
son.
listen,
He
just
can't help it,
because
man. He
that
can't
is an
help it.
excuse.
He can't help it.
Just because
But
that
then
is
he
an
can't be a
excuse.
leader then, man.
Just
Right,
because
he always
that is
talking
an
about you
excuse.
niggas this
Hey,
and you
look, you
niggas
niggas
that.
is emotional like bitches. This why you niggas
Us
can't hear each
niggas
other.
need to kick your
Y'all
fucking
emotional
ass,
like
nigga.
bitches, bro.
Hold on. The
Y'all
next
like
niggas
bitches.
need to kick your goddamn ass.
Come,
Coming
hey,
on
come kick
amongst
my
us
ass.
talking about you niggas.
Come
Hey,
kick my
I
ass.
will.
Come
You
kick
up
my
and
ass.
talking about you niggas.
Okay, come to the
Us
studio with
niggas.
Brandon. Come to the
It
studio with
shouldn't
Brandon
just
and kick
be
my ass.
me. It shouldn't.
Come to the studio with Brandon and kick my ass. That's an open invitation to anybody.
Boy, ain't nobody don't want to fight you because that's
Okay,
all
I
niggas
thought so.
do. That's the
Okay,
only
next.
thing niggas offer is dick and disaster
Brandon,
and
are
death.
you gonna mute these
That's
niggas?
it.
Are you
Hey,
gonna mute
please,
these
guys.
guys?
That's it.
Listen, let me tell you something.
You being a bad moderator, bro. I'm
Listen,
letting
I'm
them talk.
moderating if you would shut up. Listen,
I'm
Boy,
letting
if
them
you
talk.
he love that. He love that word, boy. He love that word.
Hey, they emotional. That's disgusting. Y'all call yourselves leaders and men. Y'all are yelling into a device at another
they
man.
out of
That's
here now.
disgusting.
Don't
But listen, if you can't listen to an opposing view without getting angry, you know better than a gang member or a degenerate because you'll probably kill a motherfucker for what they saying to you. You can't interrupt. Let him speak. Let him finish. The audience wants to hear what he has to say. Stop being selfish and interjecting. Go ahead, Byron.
Like I was
Take your
saying,
time. And if you respond, go next.
not one time did I mention white supremacy, but that is part of subconscious programming. We are programmed to believe white supremacy is holding us back, even when we're preaching against it, because not one time did I mention white supremacy. I even went out and said every race is feeling it now because it went from race to class. So now it don't matter if you're white, black, Asian, Hispanic. If you're not of a certain class, you're getting crushed right now. And y'all just completely ignored that. Nobody mentioned that. The example I gave of the obstacles, nobody refuted that. Nobody mentioned that. Y'all just jumped on and said, "Hey man, we make excuses, and the white man's not holding us back." Bro, do you watch the content? I tell black people every week the white man not holding us back. I talk about mindset every week. My first point when I got on the live, I literally said, "Hey, subconscious program gives you a certain mindset, and that mindset is what holds you back. It's not the white man. It's like when you keep a bear in captivity. You ever seen a bear that grew up in a cage and they let it go in the wild? You know what that bear does? Even though it's free, it still walks in that same proximity that the of the cage that it was in, because in its mind it's still trapped in that cage. That's what they do to people from preschool to 12th grade. They program your mind to where you will become a lifetime slave. And if you look around at society, what are most people doing? Being slaves, crying
Mr.
about their
Viral.
taxes, crying about this law, crying about that law. But very rare do you see a person want to take action to make change. Why? Because they already programmed their mind to believe it's impossible for you to make change. That's
Mr.
what I
Viral.
said. So what
I
where
didn't
the
say
fuck
you said
did white
white
supremacy
supremacy,
come from?
respectfully.
Why
Mr.
did you
Viral,
mention
what
it?
I mentioned is, but so can I just answer?
Why
I
did you
didn't say you said, because I watch your stuff. You be cooking, bro. But there's certain aspects, like when you're mentioning obstacles, right? It's a triggering mechanism. It's aspects of a white supremacist talk. Not you saying that, but what a lot of black people has, grown up with the mindset of blame the white man. You're not doing it necessarily, but when like the way we were talking about how we got to get rid of a lot of this stuff, including gang culture, in my humble, respectable opinion, we got to get rid of it, right? You'll come and double back with talking about there's still obstacles we got to go through. And Brandon is telling you we can't even just at the bare minimum treat each other with respect. You came back with obstacles. Young black boys and girls, when they hear that, they automatically attribute it to, oh, those obstacles is the white man is running the game. We are at the bottom of the barrel, so I could do whatever degenerate shit I want to do. It's not really me. It's slavery. It's police brutality. It's white supremacy. That's what I meant. I didn't say you said it, but listen, we're at the point. This shit is a monster right now. Whatever it is that got our young boys and our older boys and females at a position where we can't even fucking smile at each other, my nigga. I just seen it today at the fucking grocery store. I love to see my black brother and sister without sounding all civil rightsy. I love to see y'all. I still live in a fucking urban neighborhood. Why I gotta feel like my fucking young boys and girls, every time they leave from me, there's a weird feeling that take over me where I gotta call them an hour or so and say, is everything all right? It ain't no cop I'm worried about. It's some knucklehead motherfucker who's gonna possibly take my child out. And guess what? They're going to blame what he did, as I see on the news every day, on white supremacy, on fatherless homes. When at the very decent level, we got to get rid of everything that plays a pariah to our culture. And at the heart of it is gang culture. And let me tell you why. You don't need to be a Crip or Blood, Pyru, none of that shit. We got things all across America in black hoods called sex. Homies, cliques, etc. They operate like a fucking gang. And we look at an op with more, it's almost like more voraciousness when they're black. Let's keep it real. We don't look at the Hispanics like that. We, like Brandon said, we don't even look at other immigrants like that. It gotta be a nigga almost like I'ma get more respect if I go to battle with another motherfucker who grew up like me, who went through the same hellhole, look like me. And that's true because I got more stripes when I was knuckling up with niggas that grew up with me. You feel me? Versus a nigga across the railroad tracks that they say you ain't getting no respect for that. Cause the nigga was pussy. I got more respect fucking a nigga up that looked like me. That's some ignorant shit, bro. And I'm not saying you said it's white supremacy, but we got aspects of certain triggering mechanism that makes us refuse to look at ourselves and have accountability.
You just proved my point, bro. Your whole spill proved my point.
Can I say something, Brandon? Okay. Please, can I say something?
Brandon, you just proved my point. That's crazy.
Okay, let him finish. Look, okay, Kamisi is coming next. Let him speak. What I'm going to say is like this. If you got cancer, bro, in your lungs, and you got 2 lungs, you're not going to sit up. If it's all throughout your left lung, you're not going to sit up and argue and try to make excuses and explain why you need to keep the lung. You're going to cut it out. Like, I understand what Viral is saying, but at the end of the day, there's nothing Viral can say because the gang shit has gotten so bad that it's inexcusable. It's indefensible at this point. If you keep it around, everybody is at risk, no matter what they say and where they came from and the struggles that they went through. It's gotta end because even when we were younger, Viral, it wasn't as heinous as it is now. It now even our kids are under threat, bro. Like, no, I'm not willing to gamble with this. This has to die 1,000%. Go ahead, Kamisi.
Facts. We have to evolve, and there's always a reason for us not to evolve. And there's always somebody saying we got to overcome this and overcome that. With Hustle Smart, Shaka, and you said is 100% correct. And we must evolve. We must evolve past just being the muscle. And there are people who don't want us to evolve. And we should practice race first. That's going to be hard, but we either practice it or it's all over. Because Ryan Garcia went on his anti-black man rant, anti-nigger rant. All these other ethnic groups, all of them It's us against the world. Black people don't want to face that it's us against the world. That's why we need to be practicing race first and breaking down all the barriers and stop listening to people who get mad as hell. I don't know who this guy Viral is, but he's just another one of these people. He seems like he's not one of us, so he gets mad as fuck when we start talking about breaking down the barriers and not operating that way. There's always a reason for us not to practice race first. We need to ignore all of those voices and practice race first. We either do it or we gonna get overcome by all of these anti-black assholes, because it's us against the motherfucking world. And you goddamn right I'm emotional and all other stuff, so you better watch out, because I'm gonna bust my shot quicker than anybody. Motherfucker! Fuck
Hey,
out of
don't
here if you
follow
ain't one
people
of
like
us.
this. Don't follow grown men that yell at
The
folks.
thing about what Camissa is saying, that the passion behind what he's saying is that at the end of the day, we don't have to talk about the obstacles. We don't have to talk about what's in our way. If we're so strong, we're so melanated, we don't gravitate to the people that's doing something. We don't go to the next brother and say, hey, Hustle Smart, you doing transportation. You know what I'm saying? How can I get down with that? I know some brothers that want to get in transportation, man. Put the word out. Put your email out. We don't network with each other. But what we do is we gang bang against each other. We don't help each other out. But what we do is that we plot on each other. We don't want to see another brother do good, but we'll sit up there and bring different neighborhoods against each other. We celebrate it. And right now in the black community, no matter if it's the small minority got the biggest voice.
Facts.
And the degenerate the degenerate is the poster for black people, to the point that working people like me, that's a street dude. I'm telling you, I was one of the worst. Let me explain to y'all how bad I was as a person in the streets, to the point that I didn't even see people as people. I saw black people as ants. I saw every black person that was on drugs, selling drugs, every chick that was selling pussy, every dude that was robbing and killing. I thought that every one of them deserved to die, because I saw that they didn't care about us. You get what I'm saying? See,
Yeah.
the difference between black people and all other race of people, all other race of people understand that what we need to do is we need to lock the generous away, put them in a cage. We understand every other race of people say that, but in the black race, we feel like, man, just let them be who they are and let them sit to the side. We can't do that with black people.
You see
You
what
get what I'm
Brandon
saying?
said though? Brandon said back when we were, because I'm in my late 30s. So I felt every word Brandon said when he said, even when it was bad back then, it was not like this. We had OGs said, young blood, hey, bro, don't do that. Niggas taught me don't shit where you eat. That's your fucking neighbor. She going through what your mama going through. It got worse. And here's the thing, because you was cooking. I don't know who was just last speaking. You was cooking, because it's not just so
smart.
Okay. It's not just so-called Pookies and Ray Rays. It's what you said. It's so-called professionals, good jobs, good backgrounds. They promoting this shit. So we got to cut the cancer out, like Brandon said. That left lung ain't working. Get the fuck rid of it so the rest of the body's organs can function. We got to get fucking rid of it. I promise you, this shit is getting worse. I'm still working in child welfare. It's not getting better. I understand where Viral's coming from, because we always feel like we got to make sense of it. Here's the sense. Keep going to them funeral homes, because that body is done, right? That dead person, let the dead bury the dead. But that family structure is fucked up. He might got little brothers, sisters. Now they want to, go back and forth. Dude, this shit, I've seen it deconstruct an entire family, bro. This degeneracy.
What the fuck are y'all even talking about right now? Can somebody make a valid point?
Look, if you don't know what we talking about, why
Y'all
was
just rambling.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's somebody that don't want to see us get. He's an enemy. He's an enemy of us. Point blank. Period. He's an enemy of black people. If y'all need to go ahead, y'all need to know how to recognize the enemy. You need to recognize the enemy when you hear one, and go ahead and label it what it is.
No one made about
No, yeah,
y'all
anything
you talking
that
about
causes us to
cancer.
stop
You
operating in
talk
the wrong
listen.
way is
You talking
is
about cancer. They putting cancer in the food. What you doing about that?
The only person that don't
What
understand
you
what
doing
we
about
saying
that?
is the
Hold
only
They're
on,
person
putting
that don't
cancer in the
understand what's
food.
going on
What
is
are
you,
y'all
my
doing
brother.
about that?
The
What y'all ready
only
to do about
person.
that?
What are you
There's
guys,
doing
poison
about
in the
it?
food. Listen, there's
Hold
poison
on,
in the food.
Byron. Hold on for a second, y'all.
What
Hold on
y'all
for a
ready to
second. Hold
do?
on for a second.
I'm
Because he's
taking
just
people out.
bringing up. He's
What are
bringing
y'all
up.
ready to do? Hold on, listen.
I'm
The
removing
ingredients
people.
in our food are banned in like 30.
You
I'm
changing the
removing.
goalposts, bro.
No, listen, fuck that. I don't care about that. Listen, understand something.
From the government.
You
The government's poisoning your
hold
kids every day.
on,
What are y'all ready
hold
to do
on,
about that?
hold
Nothing.
on,
You
real
niggas
quick.
just talking. That's
Hold
my
on.
point. Y'all all
The
fucking talk.
listen,
All
wait a
y'all
minute.
just all talk, bro. It
What
just
you're
sound
saying,
good.
what you're saying doesn't make any sense because we can choose where we go buy our food at, and we can even choose to grow our food. But if
You
some
can't
gang
grow your
member,
food, man. Cut
if
it out, man.
some
You going to
gang
the
member,
same grocery
if
store.
the same gang member, if some gang member shoots up your neighborhood, or like it happens in our city, a Negro will shoot up a damn movie theater, shoot at some downtown where his families and stuff at, and your kid get hit. You have no choice in that. That is someone who is a problem for society. And when people say, "Yo, look, what you gonna do about this other thing?" It's not that that person is ignorant. It's not that that person doesn't understand. It's that that person will try to defend an ignorant way of life because what that person is saying, and this is what's going on in Viral's case, that's good enough for y'all. It ain't good enough for me, but it's good enough for y'all because me and Viral, we live in white neighborhoods, right? He don't raise his kid in the hood. I don't raise my kid in the hood. But guess what? That's good enough for y'all kids in the hood. Yeah, and I'm not only going to make an excuse for it, I'm gonna shame you for daring to speak out against it. And that's what we're dealing with in the black community. Niggas want to be the not let me stop saying niggas. We want to be the only one, the special Negro who lives in a white neighborhood. And I don't experience what y'all experience anymore because I worked hard to get out of it. But I'm totally okay with apologizing and trying to justify and make excuses for y'all problems. Me, I can't do that as a man. Why would I want every black person to do better than I can do, right? I want our community, I want our kids to live in safe neighborhoods. Some people don't care about that type of stuff. Some people are just like this. As long as I got it, I got it. If
Hey,
y'all
they
never
made y'all all take the vaccine. What y'all ready to do about it? They lied about it. Crime
He's
is
moving the
that's
what y'all
goalposts,
besides the
ready to
man.
do
point.
about it?
That's
What y'all
besides
ready
the
to do
point.
Can I
about it?
just come
That's
in there, please?
besides the
What
Can
are
I
point.
say
y'all
That's
ready
something?
to
Can I
listen?
say
If
something?
you are a
besides the
grown man,
Can I
if you a grown man on
can I
this
move in
panel
here?
and you took the vaccine, don't talk to me. You
that's
weak.
All
listen.
right,
If
I
you
took
are
the vaccine. I
vaccinated,
took the
don't
vaccine.
talk to me. You're
I
weak.
took the
Okay.
vaccine, bro.
So
I
if
took
Rukus,
the
Okay, you're
vaccine,
weak,
bro.
bro. Get off the
so
panel. You're
listen.
not a leader.
So
Get
I
off
ain't
the
gonna
listen.
say.
panel. You're not a
brothers,
Oh
leader.
my God.
Hold on,
This dude
guys.
gonna
Hold
set
on.
me against the
brothers.
So
panel.
if it's
Hey,
black,
how many of
hold
y'all on
on.
this panel are vaccinated? If you are a
If
grown man and you're vaccinated, don't
but
I
talk to
guys,
took
me
the
about
vaccine.
leadership.
I
guys,
just
You're
told
weak.
you I took the vaccine.
Brothers,
Did you
brothers,
take the vaccine? You took the
brothers.
listen.
Yeah,
vaccine?
I took the vaccine.
Okay, you're
Okay,
weak,
Wait,
bro. You're weak. You're easily
okay,
Hey, listen.
fine.
brothers.
Hey, you know how I said
Okay,
programming?
we're not talking about
Hey,
the
hold on,
back.
Brandon. Hold on, Brandon. Hold on, Brandon. Let me make my point.
Yeah,
You
get
remember
it.
how?
Let him
Hold
cook.
Wait,
on,
Let him
Brandon. Let
cook.
me
brothers.
make
Let him
my
cook.
point. Let me
Let
make
him
my
cook.
point.
Wait, man,
Let
brothers.
him cook.
Listen, Brandon. You remember how
Let
I
him
said
cook.
programming, right? This grown
Yeah,
ass
again.
man,
Joe,
he's
stop
grown, right?
talking.
No, listen, he's grown, right? He took the vaccine.
Yeah,
There's no way you can even talk to me about anything. You were too
but I'm
weak-minded
not talking to
to
you
go do.
particularly.
Hold on. You were too weak-minded to go do your own research. You were too weak-minded and afraid to go against the government and put your life on the line by not taking the vaccine. You just took it blindly. You didn't know what was in it. They broke all
Can I
laws
just
to
come in?
even put it out, and you still took it. So you telling me that a grown-ass man like you who on this panel preaching and he couldn't overcome the subconscious programming because what they told you on the news: take the vaccine or you're gonna
Wait,
die.
brothers.
Hold on, shut the fuck up. Take the vaccine or you're gonna die. Take the vaccine or you're gonna die. And what did you do? You went and took it like a good little slave. And you're telling me kids who growing up and being programmed from the time they're in preschool all the way through 12th grade, they're supposed to magically overcome this when you couldn't overcome it for what, a year, 6 months, 90 days? Get the fuck out of here, bro. You
How
are
did
the
our
same.
kids,
You're
how
no
did our
different.
kids
You're
overcome
no
it?
different, bro. You're no
But
different. You
I
are a victim to
you straight
program.
up. How did
You're
Viral?
a
How
victim
did
to
our
program.
kids overcome it?
You said what?
Brothers,
Kids
hey,
overcome it. They come from us
this.
and we gangbangers. We was gangbangers. How did
Why
our
didn't
kids
you overcome the vaccine? Why didn't you overcome? Why didn't you
Okay,
say,
I'm
you know what?
asking you a
It's not
basic.
enough. Hold on.
I'm
I'm asking him, Brandon. Brandon, let me ask him. Why didn't you say, hey, there's not enough facts out here? It usually takes 5 years of trials and tests to put a vaccine out. Y'all just put this shit out in 90 days? I'm not putting this in my body. No, you're weak and you took it like a coward. So don't get up
Okay,
here and tell me about leadership. You're not a leader,
Hey,
bro. If I
brothers,
was your
these
wife,
hey,
are
she
can I
wouldn't
these,
just
look at
come
you
in
as
here
a
for
okay.
leader.
These
one
You're
are
a
moment?
coward,
personal.
bro.
Wait a minute.
Can
These
I
are
come in here
personal
for one
attacks.
moment?
Hold on, guys. These are personal attacks, which is that's what you want to do. I'm saying this. You are living proof. Your whole life
I didn't take the
debunks.
vaccine.
But your whole life debunks what you're arguing.
I
That
didn't take the
nobody
vaccine.
can get. Listen, you're saying nobody can get past the programming or it's impossible. Me and you
I
come
didn't
from the
say
same.
that. I never said that. Never said that one
Listen,
time.
listen. What I'm
Never said
telling you,
that.
what I'm telling you is that if you gave black folks money and said, I'm gonna give all y'all $500 if y'all don't take the vaccine, black people would have not taken the vaccine. Black people can do anything they set their mind to, anything
Excuses,
they
bro.
want to do. Black folks took the vaccine because that's what they wanted to do. It didn't have
No,
nothing to do with programming because
it is programming.
a lot of
It is
black people,
programming.
listen, let me finish. A lot of black people said we can't catch COVID, and millions upon millions of black people did not take the vaccine. So that's not even a good example because a lot of us never took it. So you can say that. But what I'm telling you is, despite what you're saying, the degeneracy in our communities is destroying our communities. There's no one on earth who possesses the intellect to make an excuse for it. You could call it programming, but the same dudes shooting up their community know how to behave themselves when they go to white neighborhoods, when they go to jail, when they get a new job, when they decide to. It ain't got nothing to do with programming. It's all about decision making.
Okay, so why make the decision to take it? Somebody on the audience said, "Oh, we will lose our job." Okay, get another fucking job. That's an
Brandon,
excuse.
We're
That's
moving.
you see, hey, look, you see how y'all make excuses when it's beneficial for
We're
you?
moving.
Oh, they threatened our job, so we had to take it. Okay,
Can
get
I
another
just
He
fucking
is
job.
he moving the
Brandon,
goalpost like I
respectfully,
have
can I
never
Oh, you
talk?
ain't
seen.
got no answer for that.
can I
Wait,
just come in?
and get rid of degeneracy and gangs and shit benefits our community. So that's a logical decision that
Can
black people
somebody
make.
address the point I
Let
made and
Brandon,
stop
can I
running?
respectfully
I
speak?
wanna go to Mike. Mike, it's your turn.
Hold on, hey, Mr. Varro, hold on. Hey, number one, I don't think you know the statistics. Most black people in this country hasn't taken the vaccine. That's not the issue. But
But
real
you
quick,
did.
guys, hold on, Mr. Varro. I promise you, I'm gonna land my plane. There's a commenter that says you missed emotional grown man arguing 70% black kids raised without father, emotional black men. You see the problem when you do what you do, Mr. Viral? You divert. And what happens is people mistake passion. Grown men who are actually saying, you know what? We've had intellectual conversation about the black problem for eons. It doesn't solve anything. And when we're having these intellectual conversations, it seems so justifiable to blame everything else but our own hands. So when Mr. Viral shifted the entire subject and made it about vaccine, some people in the chat already forgot the main point of what we're talking about. Vaccines is not our issue, brother. Respectfully, Mr. Viral, that's not our problem. Number one, most black people don't even trust the vaccine. Two, you're diverting. This is the problem. I don't see the same passion you have for vaccines for a dumb motherfucker fucking up the whole cookout, for a dumb motherfucker fucking up the whole party, for our degenerates in this community latching on to the rest of us like cancers. Now, you call them emotional men. Some of the commenters on the chat call them emotional men. You know what I see? Okay, there's brothers out here that are actually waking up, that we're bringing shame back to you motherfuckers. We're saying, fuck how I'm addressing the issue. We already been polite enough. Fuck that. You niggas gotta go. And yes, I'm saying niggas. There's black people, then there's niggas. The same people, i.e. the white man, manufactured real life niggas. You niggas gotta go. it's over with, bro. We ain't trying to hear no justification for you to, I hear it in you too. You're being disingenuous. You're still latching on to a very destructive concept of gang culture, Mr. Viral. You're latching on to it. I see it, I hear it, and I know that type of talk. You niggas gotta go, man. That's what I'm on right now.
Hey,
you
this why I
niggas
made
gotta
it about
go.
COVID. This why I made it about COVID, because y'all talking like y'all so smart. Oh, I made the decision to not join
Man,
the
you
gang.
just
Hold
changed
on,
the
hold on,
subject because you
listen,
wanted to change the
listen,
subject. That's all you did.
listen. Y'all not even intelligent enough to catch it. You said programming doesn't matter. There's no such thing as programming subconsciously and consciously. I said it's not. Okay, cool. Did you take the vaccine? He said yes. You're a victim of programming, because why did you take it? You only took it because they told you were going to die if you didn't. You were going to lose your job if you didn't. So you are a victim. So just because you didn't become a victim to gangs does not mean you're still not a victim of the same programming. So you're no different. You're no better.
So we're dumb, but there's doctors, scientists, people who are
And
highly
they
intelligent.
lied. And they all lied.
What
They
I'm
all
telling
lied. The
you,
facts are
listen,
out there.
what
Yes,
you're
you're dumb.
saying, what you're
Yes,
doing, what
you're
you're
dumb
doing,
to blindly
what you're
believe a
doing,
doctor. Yes,
what
you're
you're
dumb.
doing. But we're so dumb, but we're smart enough to realize, you can't win this argument, so you're trying to move the goalposts. We're smart enough to see that.
How is
That's
that
why we're
moving
gonna
the
go to Mike.
goalpost?
Yes,
Go ahead,
Brandon.
Mike.
Yeah,
Prove my
yes,
point.
Brandon, you're right. I've been listening to it, and also I wasn't getting involved in it. By listening to what you guys, the conversation you having, this guy is trying to shift the goalposts. Yes, you're right, Brandon.
Why are you making excuses to taking the
Go ahead,
vaccine?
Mike.
Tell me, why did you take it? In
That has
2024,
nothing to do with
they
it. Mike,
lied. Matter
go
of
get
fact,
ready, man.
more people died from the vaccine than COVID itself. They're still
I
dying
hope
every day.
I hope you're getting
Why
ready
are
for
you
the show
ignoring those
later.
facts? Why are
I
you
hope you
ignoring
get
those
ready for the show
facts?
later.
I know, but why y'all keep ignoring those facts though?
This show's not about COVID. That's why.
Oh, but I'm making a
Thank
point.
you.
It doesn't have to be about COVID. What it's about is you're just as weak as these gang members who fell
Okay.
the victim to the same programming
Oh
from
my
the
Okay,
same
God.
that's
country.
right. Hey, Mike.
So
All right.
hold
Go ahead.
on. I didn't take the vaccine, so that makes me strong because I didn't take the vaccine, and that makes me a leader.
That makes you mentally stronger than somebody who blindly took it with no
Well,
information, no
I don't
nothing
think you even know who took it
other than
in
to take
here.
it.
All
Yeah,
right. We're not here to talk about
go
vaccine, and
ahead, man.
also I'm sure
Anyway,
you're aware this sort of conversation cannot be had on the internet. Yeah, because at the
hey,
end of the day, we're not promoting vaccine or basically speaking against vaccines.
yeah. So
Let's
It
move the
doesn't fit your
conversation.
narrative. That's why you don't want to talk
go
about it.
ahead.
Instead of saying you're right, I fell victim to it. The programming was too much
You're
for me.
right,
I was too
Byron.
mentally
You're right.
weak.
We're all dumb. We're all ignorant. Okay, you win. Go
Hey,
ahead, Mike.
Brandon, to respect your show, I will apologize using the N-word. I was making a point, but if it
I
did
know you're
offend,
making a point. You don't gotta
no,
apologize. Go
no,
ahead, Mike.
still, if I offended anybody, I apologize. But
You
continue.
good, man?
Mike, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, so I mean, when you're talking about the problems in the Black American community in the urban centers, I don't think that you should just primarily blame the Black American individuals, the so-called knuckleheads, the hood rats, and the gangsters for all the problems. You also need to blame external factors such as the educational system, the music executives forcing rappers to make the most obscene kind of musics. You've also got to blame Hollywood as well. There are external factors, there are historical factors, so you need to take all of these issues into consideration. You need a holistic picture if you want to solve a problem. So you're going up against a battle. So you're going into a battle. Wait 1 second. You're going into a battle. The battle is to solve the problem, is to overcome the issues that you face. So you need to look at every other issue that exists. So it's not right for one group of people to just say, oh, it's all the fault of white supremacy. And it's not right for the other group to say, oh, it's all the fault of, say, the Black American individuals that behave like hood rats. You've got to look at all of the factors, and then you've got to ask, how do we move forward? So fundamentally, my point would be, as a community, the Black Americans need to take action. They need to take responsibility. and they need to find a way of circumventing the disastrous negative impact of white supremacy upon the community. And fundamentally, they need like a psychological, psychiatric revolution in order to change their mindset. Wait 1 second. In order to change their mindset and in order to move forwards. And that will fundamentally transform their culture. It will transform how they socially interact. It will motivate them to develop economically and to develop political power. So you're up against fundamentally my point. I'm going to land with this. My point is, when you're up against a battle, you need to look at every other factor, every other issue, and you need to ask, how is this having an impact upon the community? And once you know what you're up against, then you'll be able to solve the problems out there.
Hey, Mike,
Hey,
how
you
long
the
have you been
smartest
watching
person I
streaming?
heard on this panel, bro. You the
Everybody
smartest person
pause.
I heard on this panel. But they gonna say
Can
you
you,
making excuses. But you
bro?
the
Can I
smartest
finish?
person on this panel.
He is
Can I,
making it.
guys? Can I respond? Hold on, really quick. What I want to point out about what Mike is saying is Mike is a liberal person from the UK. What you guys are going to understand is that Mr. Viral's
I'm not
entire
liberal.
premise.
Poison in the well. Poison in the well,
Wait a
brother.
minute, guys.
Poison in the
Guys,
well.
I'm going to take you guys down and I'll bring you back up if you keep interrupting me. I'm getting sick of that. What I'm telling you is this is a liberal white talking point. That's where this entire excuse making for the black community came from. It's something called the Great Society, where they basically said black people are perpetual victims and they're too stupid to make their own decisions and take care of themselves. Mr. Viral reinforces that talking point with his excuse making, and Mike comes on and reinforces the talking point with his excuse making. Understand something. The people who took in and was hanging around back when they were younger weren't even black. They were whites. Dudes like Huey P. Newton, they were hanging around white people. That's where this victim mindset came from. So I understand why Viral and Mike agree, because it's just like where I live in California. You got a bunch of white guys telling people that black people are too dumb to take care of themselves. And Viral thinks that that guy's intelligent.
Never
I never
said
said
that. Acknowledging obstacles is not making excuses. It's acknowledging the facts. That's not making an excuse. Why do y'all keep saying that? If somebody's drowning and I need to throw them a floaty and they say, hey, I need a floaty to get out of here. I can't swim. Oh, you making excuses. Everybody else know how to swim. Why you don't know how to swim? Like, come on, bro. Like, acknowledging the obstacle, that does not make it a fucking excuse. He's the smartest person on the panel. It's bigger than blaming the degenerate. How did they become a degenerate? It's a deciding fact. It's a number of deciding factors. And he broke down a couple. Let's look at the music. Let's look at Hollywood. Let's look at the education. It's a number of different factors that y'all keep ignoring blatantly. If I look at 100 different families, this 100 had 2 parents. This 100 only had a mother. The one without a father, they turn out worse, badder, right? Is that correct? Everybody want to agree on that? Kids who grow up without fathers typically turn out worse than kids who have fathers.
Yeah,
So
I
is that
agree with
making
that.
is that
I
making
agree
an
with that.
excuse?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that making an excuse that we acknowledge that fact?
Well, what is the
Hold
bottom
on.
line of what is
Answer the
causing
question.
that?
This is a direct question. Is acknowledging the fact that kids who grow up without fathers typically turn out worse. So therefore, kids need 2 parents to have the best ability at becoming successful in life. Is that making an excuse for the kids who grow up without
Can I
their
respond to
father?
that?
But
Or is
what
that
is it?
pointing
What
out
is
the
the
fact?
underlying? What's the underlying issue? What's the underlying reason of that? What is causing kids, to have single parents? What is causing that? Who is
Okay,
causing
no,
those issues?
listen. Fuck what's causing it. Is that an excuse? Is that an
Oh my
excuse?
God! Are you actually?
I
Did he
think,
just said that?
He just
That's
contradicted himself.
crazy.
So,
No,
so
yo,
listen,
don't
Mr.
listen
worry
to what
Viral,
I'm
about the.
saying.
Don't worry about why. Don't worry about why they got. But
Hey, look,
then put
y'all
talk
trying to
about
divert
all
the
the obstacles when
no
it
Yeah.
comes to everything else. But
answer the
don't
direct
discuss the
question.
obstacles why
No.
the black
No,
kids are
answer
raised
my
up
direct
by
question.
single
Answer my
moms.
direct
okay,
That's
question.
Mr.
Yeah,
crazy.
Viral,
exactly.
That no,
Opportunity. You're
listen, that's
100%
cute.
right
That's
there.
cute. No, listen, that's
can I
cute. Y'all
come in?
laughing. That's cute. Answer the direct
Can I
question.
come in here?
If we say growing up without a father has a direct effect on how successful a child will become when he grows up, is that making an excuse or just pointing out that fact?
okay,
You're
Mr.
dropping it
Viral,
out.
can you,
No, answer the
yeah, can
question.
you,
Is that an excuse or is that just pointing out the facts?
Yeah, you're pointing out the facts, right?
Well,
You're pointing out the
You
facts.
contradicted
Is
yourself,
that
bro.
okay? Cool. It's pointing out the facts. Now we look at the factors. Okay, why are they growing up without fathers? And once we figure that out, now we can attack it. But until we acknowledge the facts that hey, if you grow up without a father, chances are you're not going to turn out as successful. You are telling people to ignore that fact and never look at the facts that hey, if you grow up with a single mom, chances are you're going to either end up in jail, you're going to end up on drugs, a runaway, suicide, all those negative factors. Y'all are saying ignore that because it's excuses.
Boy,
I'm
you
saying
know what? You
analyze that.
Listen,
You know what? Hey,
Mr.
gravity,
Hold on.
wait.
So
This guy
Brandon,
makes up an excuse that he make up an excuse and an argument that nobody ain't said.
nobody said that.
Nobody.
I just asked you a direct question.
Can I
Though.
come in here,
Mr.
please?
Varro, it goes back to what Brandon said about Mike Redding. Typical liberal talking points. Because
Okay,
what
can
you
I come
guys
back?
listen, what you guys are saying is like it's something new. We've been talking like that for eons. Everything Viral Redding said, we've been doing this forever, and it is a recipe for insanity. When we listen, we're doing the
That's some
same
major
thing.
points.
Listen,
Hold on real quick,
listen,
guys.
hold
Let's
on.
listen. Let me say this. This is very important.
Checkmate.
Wait
Hey,
a minute, guys.
checkmate.
Wait
Checkmate.
a minute,
That's
guys.
all I gotta
This is
say.
very
Checkmate.
important. This is what I'm telling you. This is very important. What you guys are going to quickly realize is that all these black people who say voting doesn't matter and all this crap don't, no matter what you vote for, it don't count. They are already brainwashed on white liberal talking points. There's a reason why Mike got up here and he sounded just like Mr. Viral, and Mr. Viral sounds just like him. These people will tell you they don't believe in voting and stuff like that, but they believe in everything the liberal white supremacists believe. So they don't need to vote. They're just people who are so sold on the idea that what the about the Great Society and what Lyndon B. Johnson said about black people, they don't even need to go. They don't even need to pretend like they want to choose or that they're making a decision between that and something else. They just come in, call you stupid. You don't know anything. You're dumb because you choose to put red shoes on instead of blue shoes. So that means you're stupid. You're not strong enough mentally to think and do this and this and that. They make personal attacks, and the whole time they perpetuate the same narrative that destroys their community while trying to tell you that, oh, you know what? I'm trying to save my community. No, you literally love what you're getting, and what you do is you try to keep people in mental purgatory so that nothing changes. You're dumb if you take the vaccine, but guess what? Pookie and Ray Ray, the violence needs to stop, but we can't get rid of Pookie and Ray Ray. Make up your mind. If the violence needs to stop, we need to get rid of Pookie and Ray Ray. That's the way it is. We know who's shooting up our neighborhoods. We know who's killing our sons and our daughters. It ain't the damn police. It's people who look just like them that come from these fucked up homes. So if you're saying that the father not being at home is the problem, guess what? That means we need to either end fatherless homes or we need to get rid of the damn kids growing up in them.
Brandon, I would argue what you said is correct. That narrative that they're pushing is freaking dangerous. Imagine a young kid that's starting to realize, okay, it's my actions. I have to change this. And then you hear a narrative like Mike Redding. So he reverts back into the critical thinking of, okay, this is not my problem to solve. We got to stop what they just said. Fatherless homes first, the music. So he doesn't realize he has the power to say, I am strong enough to understand I must stop first. Your narrative, Mike Redding, including Mr. Viral, is a dangerous remedy in this community. We've been hearing that crap for 80 years. It has not helped. But you know what helped in the past before? Shame, ostracizing, getting rid of like every race does. Their bottom tier group that benefits nobody is exterminated. It sounds extreme, but we're at that point, ladies and gentlemen. We are at that point. I land my plane.
Yes, let me go next then. Hang on, Mike. To speak to that, I think one of the problems that we find here is that, as you just said, GA, it's a point to pointing out historical perspective to shine a better light. But I think a lot of people already understand quite a lot on the historical perspective. So Mr. Varro said earlier, is it a fact if a child that grows up in a fatherless home is going to like the probability of them turning out bad later on in life is quite high. Okay, yeah, it's a fact that's true, and acknowledging it is key. But it gets to a point where it becomes tiring, where that child starts citing the fact that, oh, damn, I'm all fucked up because I didn't grow up with father. Eventually, in life, life sucks, man. We all have to take responsibility at a certain point. We can all relate to the fact that, oh yeah, you were dealt a bad hand. For example, if you didn't grow up in a very wealthy family with a father and a mother that give you structure, grow up in a community that gives you structure, yeah, you're dealt a bad hand. But after the age of 25, after the age of 30, do you want to keep saying that for the rest of your life, that, oh, because I was dealt a bad hand, so I should just continue in this path of destruction? That's the question,
I
Mr.
never
Barrow. Do you
said
understand
that.
that?
I said
No, no,
acknowledge.
no. I understand that. I understand. I just want to expand. I wanted to
I
expand
said
as well.
acknowledge the fact that it has an effect. That is not making an excuse to fall victim to it forever. All I said was acknowledge the fact so we can change it. If you have a single mom household, a single mother household, chances are you are at a disability in life. You will likely end up unsuccessful. I'm not saying stay that way. Let's have more two-parent households. It's not an excuse to be a
True.
failure, but acknowledging the fact that, hey, a lot of kids who grow up under single mother homes, they become failures. That's a fact.
Yeah,
That's
I
part
think.
of
But
what's
what I'm
I
potential.
saying
think.
is,
No,
all
That's
you
we
pain
doing
and
all
is
I
agree.
think. I
that you
think the other.
stating the obvious.
I'm,
But see, hold on for a
yeah.
second, older
stop
90.
falling,
Older
stop
90,
falling
the
for
Yeah.
only
Brandon's
thing
trick.
that the only thing that he's
Ordinary.
doing is stating the obvious is stating the obvious is not a cohesive
Hey, stop
conversation
falling
to
for these
even
niggas'
have,
tricks.
brother. You just
Hey,
sit up
stop
here
falling
stating
for
the
these niggas'
obvious.
tricks.
That just like saying if your parents didn't leave you a house when you was growing up, then you're gonna be 5 steps behind for a generational wealth. You're just stating the obvious. Everybody knows that. Like you sit
So
up
why
here
do we keep
asking a
doing it?
question.
Okay,
Hold
so
on, you
why do
sit
I
up here
continue to
asking a
keep doing it?
question about that if this don't happen or this don't. That's just like saying, hey, kids that go to private school has a better chance of getting to college. What the fuck, bro? That's obvious. You're making
If
obvious
it's
points
obvious, why do we still have
that
single
has
mother homes?
nothing to do with making changes.
If
What I'm
it's
saying is
obvious, if it's
your
obvious,
question
why
is
do we still
your
have single mother
questioning
homes?
and the narrative that you're pushing has nothing to do with change. Everything that I
Yeah.
talk about when it come on this show, I'm talking about change. I'm talking about brothers being entrepreneurs. I'm telling brothers where to go at, where they become entrepreneurs, where they can get loans at. My credit
Yeah.
score right now is 861. This coming from a brother that been on the street since he was 14 years old. My credit score right now. Hey, hold on, let me explain something to you. So what I'm saying is, I'm not just talking about useless stats. Useless stats ain't gonna help the black community. What's gonna help the black community is resources and network. That's what you're not talking. Ain't not one word that you said since you've been talking is about networking and it's how to help. You just sit up there posting stats.
Giving
Just like you
Hey,
sit
we
up
excuses.
have
there
a
and call
whole
them,
channel
just
Yeah.
that
like you
talks
sit up
about
there and
that.
call the
I'm
brothers,
discussing
just
Hang
like you
on.
sit
I'm
up there and call
discussing
the
what
Yeah,
y'all
I
brothers
think
discuss.
cowards because
Sim.
they
I
didn't take
think
a
Brother,
vaccine. It's
I'm
I think
crazy
refuting the
shit.
point
Ordinary
that
was
y'all are
speaking. Let
making
him
before
carry
you.
on speaking first.
You
Let him
know, in the
finish.
Yeah. Hang
conversation,
on.
you
Yeah.
have to
Let me.
engage.
Yeah.
You have to
Let me also
engage in the
speak to something as
conversation. So when
well.
you make a
No,
point
let Ordinary
and I
finish
refute
first,
the
then I
point,
want to come on, please.
that's called having a
Yeah.
conversation.
Thank you very much.
Y'all keep falling for
Yeah.
Brandon tricks. The only thing Brandon says, if you say something valid, oh, that's a white supremacist talking point, and automatically he plays on your subconscious programming to get triggered when you hear white
Hold on, you
supremacy.
just
This
said
is
I didn't
Brandon's
take the
number
No,
one
but
goddamn.
trick.
you.
You sit up there and
This
just
is
said I
Brandon's
didn't take
number
the
one trick,
vaccine,
and
so
y'all
I
keep falling
don't
for
have
it.
subconscious, bro. You sit up there and lump everybody together. Everything that you say is right, everything that everybody else says is wrong. You're the smart, the scientists, everybody. You tell the truth. The scientists and the government lying.
They
Everything you
did
say
lie.
is good.
Did they?
Everything else
Hold
somebody
on,
say is bad. And then, but you ain't putting together nothing. You ain't putting
hold on.
together
They did
nothing
lie.
about
Hold
change.
on.
Ain't nothing.
Can
Ain't
we?
one
Hold
word
on.
that
Can we
you
acknowledge
said
the fact
about
that they
that
lied?
has anything to do with change. The only
Can we
thing you
acknowledge
do
the
is
fact that they lied?
sit up and be a contrarian to
Can we
everything that
acknowledge the
somebody
fact that
say.
they lied
That's
though?
all you've been doing the whole entire time you've been on this show is being a
Did
contrarian. If
can
somebody
we
say
can we
left,
acknowledge the
you
fact that
say
they lied?
right. And then you say they right because they lying. And everybody else is lying. And you're the only one that tell the truth. You're the only one that's smart and everybody else is dumb. That's
Mr.
all you've been
Varro, you
doing
give
the whole
these white
entire
boys too
time.
much power.
Guys,
You
we're
give
about
these
to,
white boys too much credit. I'm
guys,
sorry. I'm
guys,
sorry.
guys, we're about to close out. We're about to close out. Everybody is going to get 1 minute to drop their point. If you interrupt somebody, you're going to get dropped without making your final thoughts. We're going to start with Mike. Go, Mike. 1 minute.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, I never once said, I don't know where I got it wrong. I never once said that as a Black American community, you shouldn't take responsibility for your behavior, for your degeneracy, and for your bad choices. No one is saying that at all. You have to take responsibility. We have to do, I mean, the Black American community has to do a lot of work from inside. But if you want a solution, you have to look at every other factor that is going to have an impact upon the Black community, whether that's internally with the problems or whether that's outside and external to the Black American community. Remember, no man is an island. The community is not an island. The community will be adversely affected by racism, by discrimination. So, for example, you're talking about business, right? So you have loan discrimination against the Black American community at higher rates. You're talking about moving into a better area. You have higher rates of discrimination in regards to mortgages. You're talking about getting a better job. You have higher rates of discrimination in regards to getting jobs. And you know, there's a higher rate of people being pulled up if they're Black. So the point is, all of the factors need to be taken into consideration if we're to solve the problem, because, you know, it's not just, I'm going to only blame. See, it's wrong on the one hand to say, I'm going to only blame the Black community and no one else. And it's also wrong to say, I'm going to only blame the white supremacists and nobody else. I'm saying you need to have a holistic picture. You need to have a bird's eye view of what the hell is going on, and you need to solve the problem. And I would urge everybody to read the Kerner report. The Kerner report is a government-sanctioned report that tells us about how white supremacy has had a major impact upon the Black American community and how it has adversely affected the young minds of the people where they've become degenerate. So that's how I'm going to land.
Hey, I'll go next with my 1 minute, man, so it'll refute his point. What he just said was a bunch of standing on the fence, fuck shit. You get what I'm saying? But so halfway blame white supremacy, halfway blame yourself. Don't do shit. Let me tell y'all something, man. As a person that's been out on the streets since 14, I could have put every obstacle, 14, on my own. No education. You know what I'm saying? Drug dealing. Prison, 19 times arrested. I could have used every excuse in the world for me not to do anything. But let me tell you what I did do. Let me tell you what I did do. I got, huh?
You could have used COVID.
Brandon.
You could have used COVID-19.
I could have used COVID-19. I could have used every story every obstacle in the book, you know what I'm saying, to stop me from doing what I'm doing. So let me tell you what I did do. I recognized all the obstacles, and I said, you know what? Since I'm a convicted felon, since I don't been locked up at least 19 times, since I don't been to prison, you know what? The best thing for me to do, instead of me begging for a job, so I have to explain all my felonies all the time I've been locked up, why I've been out on the streets since I was 14, why I didn't graduate from nothing. How about I bet on myself? How about I start my own business? How about I start putting every dollar that I got to myself to bet on myself? You get what I'm saying? So I started my own business. I started my own transportation. And to sit up there and talking about where Black people can't get a loan, you only can't get a loan when you don't have no collateral and you don't have anything to put up. The thing about it, to guarantee
Hey,
a
it's been
loan,
a minute. Who's next? You land your plane, bro.
Boy, you sit up there interrupting me like you acting like
Land
the
your
hoe that
plane
raised
in
you,
60
bro. You
seconds.
sit up
Land
there
your
acting
plane.
like the hoe that raised you, and I'm sitting up here trying to give a message to the people how to overcome. I'm not
Land your
giving
plane,
people a
bro.
victim. So
Land
no,
your
won't you
plane.
shut the fuck up, nigga?
Land your
Shut
plane.
the fuck
Nah,
up and
don't do that.
listen.
Don't do
Oh,
that.
I'm a
But you
nigga
Gentlemen,
sit
now.
up
don't do
there,
that.
but you want
Nah,
to sit up there
gentlemen,
and
don't do that.
interrupt
That
me.
ain't
You
right.
want to sit up there and
Come on,
interrupt
shall
me
we?
like a female when
I'm
I'm
a
trying
nigga
to when
now.
I'm showing
Wasn't you
black
just
people
crying
Nah,
how
about
stop
the
that,
N
motherfuckers
word?
can
brothers.
go
Come on,
over.
behave
Hey,
What
wasn't
yourself,
you
brothers.
just
Behave
crying
I'm
about the N
yourself.
saying
word?
was that you acting like the hoe that
Hey, wasn't you just crying about the N word?
We gonna bring him
God damn
back.
it,
Go
man.
ahead.
Brandon,
That's
let me just
disappointing.
go now. Let me
Go
let me
ahead.
just talk, and
Yo,
I'll be concise, guys. All right, listen, Mr. Reddy, once again, liberal talking points. Everything he just said, for anybody that was, just amazed by what he said, we've been doing this forever, guys. Nothing changed. You'll never see a group of people that really has a root problem make it about 10, 15 other issues. We got to do this one at a time. And the biggest problem is black degeneracy. It starts at the bottom. For instance, if you look at the Mexicans, and I hate to, revert to other races, but I got to say this. In Mexico, the Mexicans that are not crossing the borders, they're taking up arms against the cartel. They know their government's corrupt. They know they got plenty issues going on, but their number one problem is the cartel. So they're taking guns against the cartel before they worry about every other problem. Our issue is, and I hope I'm being concise, guys, our issue is we want to tackle every problem at the same time. If you listen to what Mr. Redding said, he gave you a number of issues that becomes nuanced. So we can't be structured. We can't be organized because we're worrying about tackling all these issues. What's it matter if we move to white neighborhoods, if we got loans and got all that? We were doing good economically, but yet we still have a persistent issue with gang culture, violence that seems to be predicated amongst one another. So we have an issue going on. And my saying is this: we got to get rid of it. We got to get rid of the talking points. Anybody that brings up the same message over and over again, we got to tell them it's over with, bro. We don't want to hear this no more. It's action. That's it. It's action. I land my plane.
Hey, the bro is not lying, man. You're gonna have to start shutting people down who come with the bullshit. Like, the crazy thing to me is when people get on here and start telling us shit that we don't know. Like, a dude was doing that on Dinah's channel the other day. Oh, did you know black people and Jesus was black? Like, motherfucker, like I gave him the same energy. I don't know if y'all remember that when I was like calling him a cracker and stuff like that. Do y'all remember that? I don't like white people who tell me like I
I
don't know
can
how
see
to
that,
read.
brother.
I was being pretty racial against
Yeah,
them.
I saw that. I was actually watching from the.
I didn't watch that. Right, you said from
Hey,
Dinah's channel, right?
yeah, I was calling him a cracker and everything because I'm like, I don't like when white people come to me like I'm retarded. Like, and then I realized they black people. But what I'm saying is, I realized that white folks they secret black people out. Black people, there's a reason why black people go to church every Sunday to hear the same shit over and over. We just like to be retold the same shit. We just like hearing the same thing every single week, like, and not doing anything. We like regurgitating information. So ultimately, the God take is right. We're gonna have to start just shutting people down when they're telling us stuff that we already know, or unless we see some nuance that can be explained. Real quick, we're gonna keep going with the closeout. I gotta thank Patricia. Thank you, my girl Patricia, for the $200 cash app. I appreciate you for that. Shout out to my boy MJ for the $30 holler in the cash app. Blessings to you, bro. Always supporting the stream. Let me make sure I'm getting everybody. Shout out to my boy JP from the LB for the $5 holler in the cash app. Shout out to
Your sound is full, by the way, brother.
Hold on, that was you in the PayPal, right?
Now, I said your sound is a bit muffled, by the way, just so everyone can hear you clearly. It's a bit muffled.
Oh, sorry. Somebody needs to mute up. But shout out to Odinati. I think that was Odinati in the PayPal. Yeah. Shout out to you, bro, for the £5 from across the pond. That was like $6. I love it. I love that. I love when I come up on an extra dollar. Thank you, bro. Shout out also to my boy Ant Jones for the $20 holler in the Zelle. Thank y'all for taking care of the channel and the stream. This was a lot of work. Keeping Negroes under control is a lot. This is exhausting. I see how I feel to be a white person. Go ahead, my boy Kazorian Empire.
Actually, Mr. Viral, you go because you need to start leaving. Go ahead, Viral. 1 minute. He might be gone too. He might be off getting ready. Go ahead, Odenani.
Yeah. There was a lot I really wanted to cover that I wanted us to go over, but hopefully you do a stream like this again in the future.
Yeah, we'll do it. Go ahead, Odenani. Shout out to my
I think Ordinary line is cracked. It's gone maybe.
shout out to my boy Chill Will for the $10 holler in the Cash App. Appreciate that. You heard me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, Brandon. Yeah, I mean, great show. Basically, the brother from the UK that spoke earlier, it's quite shocking, really, because he sounds like one of those brothers that been brainwashed by the liberals over here as well, because he knows we have the same problem. Most of the kids that you see doing the stabbing in London, they grow up with single mothers. Single mother problem is not just in America, because he was talking like if single mother problem is only in America. We have the same problem in the UK. Most of the boys that grow up with single mothers, they end up in prison, dead, or don't get nowhere in life. Simple as that. These are figures that's been thrown around by the UK government, by the American government, and by everywhere in the world, in the developed world. Kids that have been brought up selling males, kids that have been brought up by a single mother, never get nowhere. And I don't understand why the guy was actually defending it and is trying to distract the conversation. And until us as a black community, we look into that. This is not even a black issue. Even white children in the council estate in the UK, who grew up with single mothers, tend to have the same problems. This is not a color issue. It's an issue that is actually it's to do with the environment that they're growing up in. If you grow up, whether you're black or white, your father is not around in that household. You as a man, especially as a boy, you're gonna end up in jail, committing crime. You're not gonna be well educated. You're not gonna be well brought up. Your future is tatters. It's done. It's a great conversation, Brandon. As Odinani said, I think we should bring this back again. But it's nice to see you and Dr. K back on there, because Dr. K, you've been away for a long time. We miss you, sure. But Brandon, my brother, thank you very much. You're always great, brother. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Go ahead. Hold on. Go ahead. Odenani, are you back?
I'm sorry, someone called me. God damn it.
You got that. You got that. United Nations Wi-Fi is fucked up. Go ahead.
Yeah, someone called me on WhatsApp, man. But yeah, so what I was saying earlier, thank you very much, Al, by the way, for what you just said. Yeah, I would like us to, because there's so many points I wanted to bring up. I'm going to quick with it. For example, there's a point I wanted to bring up about the fact that for the longest time we didn't have, that's the reason why we see how down culture is in certain aspects of the Black American community compared to every other thing like the Italian mafia, the Chinese mafia, or whatever. It's really down to, I don't think a lot of men really stood on their business, like in terms of patriarchy. Like it shows the importance of patriarchy because we see there's way more structure in even something like crime when a community comes from a historical patriarchal community, for example. But I'm not going to ramble too much about that. At the end of the day, Brandon, even though I disagree with you on a lot of things, one of the things you always emphasize is that at this point, we already have so much studies. We already know what it is about, everything we need to know about. Okay, bringing up historical perspective, we need to acknowledge that, but we still need to do the work at the end of the day. I would rather watch someone like Mr. Viral, talk about, the going-ons in the streets, or even you, Brandon, in America, right? Like when I'm in Nigeria, I'd rather talk to the brothers in the street than listen to a colonizer like fucking Adam 22, man. Like what? Bro,
the street.
no, no, no. What I'm saying, listen, what I'm saying is in the aspect of Adam 22 really almost like proselytizing this bullshit, man. And really taking and making money from this shit. Like, and he's not doing anything for this for these brothers. These brothers are just going there, getting taken advantage of. They are not using their own head. And this white man is just there doing his bullshit. I'd rather listen to somebody that actually came, and then maybe you guys can be like a senior to them. And when you're talking to them about what's going on, you can share even a broader perspective that an idiot like Adam 22 you share. Like, oh yeah, brothers, you're gang banging and oh, what next you gonna do? Are you gonna
Your
gang bang
1 minute is
forever?
up.
Yeah, thank you. Anyways,
Thank you, my brother. You know I love you. Shaka Zulu, 1 minute.
Yo, I don't like how you did me, man. You know what I'm saying? You let the dude insult me, that I couldn't
I'm
respond.
taking
You
this
put
away
me in
from
the
your
back
1 minute.
Oh, yo.
Okay, I'll give you 1 minute and 5 seconds to make up for it.
Nah, give me 2 minutes, man. Give me 3 minutes, man.
1 minute and 5 seconds.
Let me get 3 minutes, man.
Okay, you got 3 minutes, but I'm gonna drop your ass after 1 minute.
All right, man. Yo, all right, man. You know what I'm saying? Stop hating, man. Stop hating, man. I know you hating on Brooklyn, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all Long Beach dudes, man. Stop playing, man. The dude come out. You let the dude come out there and talking about, oh yeah, I took the vaccine.
No.
Yeah, I took the vaccine, man. I've been taking vaccines since the day I was born, man. I done took the smallpox shot. I done took
Booty
the
been
mumps and the
leaking ever
measles.
since.
All right, let me finish, man. I done took the vaccine for mumps, rubella, all that, man. I've been taking vaccines from day one, man. I took 20,000 vaccines when I joined the military, man. The damn COVID shot was nothing to me, man, because I was immune to the shit anyway. Because I probably
Nipples
got
been
the
swollen
shot.
ever since.
Anyway, man, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to understand. This ain't no laughing game, man. I was trying to understand where the brother coming from, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you know what I'm saying? I'm 48 years old, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how old the dude is, but I know Hustle Smart and I know Comissy Fox, we all in the same age range, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing new under the sun, man. Dude's been banging since the early 90s and it was way worse than what it is now, man. But what I'm trying to tell the young brother, you know what I'm saying? All right, we know at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, the pinnacle of the top. We know at the end of the day, the pinnacle of the top is the white man or whatever. But all everybody just trying to say is, you know what I'm saying, we got to clean up our own mess first. Let's clean up the hood. Let's get these young brothers in order. Let them know, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, there's another way. You don't have to be doing it this way, you know what I'm saying? Because we gang banging on each other. All right, if we want to carry guns and we want to shoot and kill, all right, there's other races that we can go at, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go with the Asians. Let's go with the Hispanics. Let's go with the whites, man. We don't got to gang bang and have our gangs just go. And have our gang
30 seconds.
All right, all I'm trying to say is our gangs, our black gangs across the country, across the globe, we ain't got to bang against each other, man. Let's bang against these other races, man. That will show our worth, man. That will show how much heart we got, man. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no heart banging against each other, man, because it's easy to get bang against your brother, man. Let's bang against these other races if we really about it, man. That's all I was trying to explain to Mr. Viral or whatever, man. But I understand that he's on this political shit, which has been done already and all that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come up out of that shit, man. Clean up the neighborhood first, then we could go at the big prize, man.
Okay, time's up. Zulia. Go. Oh, Zulia. Is Zulia the one from Ethiopia?
No, I'm not. I'm not from Ethiopia. I
Thank
live in
God, because that
England.
was about to get taken down. Go ahead,
No, I'm
Zulia.
not.
You got 1 minute.
Yeah, I'll make this brief. So, Black Americans, let me tell you this, right? All these Western Anglosphere countries are currently trying to mulattoize every single one of their populations. They want to strip each of these citizens from nationality, race, religion, gender, ethnicity. They want to homogenize every individual. Okay. So, what that means is they are in the process of flooding Europe and America full of immigrants from high population, funky countries, which they themselves may have been implicit in funkifying their countries. So you will find a lot of Nigerians and Africans and Indians, Filipinos, Middle Easterners flooding your countries, including the UK, which is not my country, but flooding these countries. So you Black Americans need to accept the reality, unfortunately, that you guys better get together and start making money and babies, or you will be washed away into the homogenous mass, which these white folks are complaining about because they see it too, right? So you will gradually begin to see more and more mixed race people and Africans in the NBA and NFL, and it will only progress. And this is the reality. It's unavoidable. It cannot be avoided. And these Africans showing off in Europe and in the United States need to realize they're just being used as tools to help formation of this homogenous monoculture group of people that will just continue to reproduce throughout the West.
Point taken, like that. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I don't mind the Africans though, because if we sleep with Africans, it's just gonna be a black baby anyway. But thank you, brother, for that. I appreciate your point. Thank you for being concise. Next we got Kala Genesis, crowd favorite. 1 minute, Kala.
What's going on? Yeah, man, I had a explosive last couple of shows, man. Your girl, Four Righteous, came at me, you know? At first she thought I was turning against Pan-Africanism. And after I clarified that, she went on a warpath, came on my show. I had to sit her down. So the whole thing about this, when you're dealing with a real man, I could take any woman, how tough they think they are, and turn them into a little girl, you know? That's the strength of the college genesis. Turn her into a little kitten on my show.
Put her in her place. You set her straight, Kala.
Yeah. And so the bottom line is this. The bottom line, these people are no match. That's stupid. We were already here. Aboriginal stupid nonsense and everything like that. I tore that to bullet. This anti-African hatred. I said, look, if you basically, I said, I never told anybody they need to go there. I heard you say that. I said, I'm talking about to specific people. I don't want every Negro in Africa. I don't want to see you niggas, you know? So I'm going to Africa to get away from niggas, you know? And so I don't want Negroes follow me over there. No. I said, I'm talking about specific people who got skills, talent, money, and insight that can build something and opportunity. And also, let me say something, right? I'm going to say something on the show right now, Pashaki. Sometimes you just got to be born with a little bit of luck. There's a lot of unlucky people in our community, constantly failing, constantly not succeeding. They say, damn, you keep failing. You just don't got luck. Give it up. You don't got luck. I believe that people who are successful in America are just people born lucky or just got it like that. The stars line up for them every time and they go to do something and everything like that. They'll succeed no matter where you go. You can put them in Antarctica, they'll succeed. These are the type of people I'm looking for. The people who are born lucky, the people who are born with talent, born with education, but just everything that makes you. And that only comes from having good families, good structure for generations. I can't take any piece of garbage anymore. I'm not fixing nobody else anymore. I told that to Jamal today. I said, look, and he said, well, what about it takes a village? I don't believe in that. It takes a village crap. That it takes a village crap is just lazy people who want you to take responsibility of their kids and say it's the community's responsibility. And that's what you have right now. No, it takes a mother and a father to raise a child. And everybody else could be as a supporting thing. But it takes a village to mean, I'm gonna have these kids, and I can always count on. I see females do this, right? Well, I got auntie such and such that could babysit this time. I got such and such that could pitch in. Somebody that now what they're finding out is now the granny and grandma, she's out there trying to club. She ain't trying to raise your kids. You seen it, Brandon, right? So why am I with your kids? I also remember the one you see the one on TikTok where they try the grandparents like, no, y'all can't drop the kids off. They were here last weekend. The grandparents like, we got a life too. Y'all ain't gonna come here dropping your kids off on me. All this whole it takes a village stuff. That's what I said. When you're dealing with Negroes, you gotta understand the mentality. They say, okay, that sounds good. It takes a village, right? But to the Negro mind, man, that's the way how I'm gonna get over on people. Remember, it takes a village and whatnot. And you drop your kids off every weekend somewhere else so you can go out there and party. So like I said, and this brother that was on before talk about the gangs. We need to. If it was up to me, I would have a mass extermination of black gangs in America. I like
Amen.
That's the same thing I said, Carla.
I'm with
Same
all
thing
you.
I said.
I'm with all of you.
Man,
I would know.
hey,
Give them a chance to straighten out. No, I would just line them all up and be put bullets in the back of their heads. That's what.
you ain't even got to do that. Just give them fentanyl pills because they all addicted to crack and drugs. You know, you could exterminate gang members like roaches. They all the ones who doing the killing, they high. I know that from gangbanging. All the dudes doing all the killing is high off of PCP, fentanyl, and everything else. These dudes are cowards, man. They only get the courage to do that shit when they on high up on dope.
Brandon, my wife said something. She said she agreed with you because you and some of you brothers said this too. It's not just the so-called Pookies and Ray Rays. It's the people we look up to, the doctors, the lawyers. You got a lot of black professionals that co-sign a lot of this degeneracy.
You got listen. What's the girl name who is the lawyer in Texas? I mean, not the lawyer. She's a congresswoman in Texas. What's her name? The real ghetto one with the weave. Sharika Jackson? Is her name Sharika Jackson? Shamika Jackson or something?
Shakari Richardson.
No, Shakari Richardson's a damn crack runner, fool.
That's a sprinter.
Oh, you said lawyer. My fault.
No, I think she's Sharika Jackson or something like that. My audience. Oh, Crockett, Jasmine Crockett. Okay, cool. Jasmine Crockett.
She's a House member.
But yeah, she's a House member. She's in Congress. Look at this.
Oh yeah.
A lot of these people who are politicians, they were criminal defense lawyers.
Yes.
A lot of these black politicians were criminal defense lawyers. Who do you think they were defending in these black enclaves as criminal defense lawyers? Pookies and Ray Rays. It's not a coincidence. Black people.
Last night on my show, I said, look, the problem is this. You got the Fannie Willis and all these other people like that. And Jamal calls me to say, Kyle, you were wrong about that. She comes from a good family. She's nothing but a hood rat.
A hood rat, a hood booger. Listen, I'm telling you, black people elect politicians, congressmen and women who are literally day in, day out working jobs where they are doing nothing but defending degeneracy all day.
Exactly.
Then wonder why their communities is violent and overrun with crime and all that stuff. It's not a coincidence.
Instead of living in North, right, with majority black, I could be a pillar of the community. I choose to live out in Virginia Beach, Chesapeake area, and more middle class black people, as soon as they get money, are moving out of Norfolk to like that. Because Norfolk is a black-run city, and same thing. You know, the bottom has dropped out. They're like, man, why is everything like this? Generation after generation of the big wigs and the head muckety muck when going down there having all kinds of illicit stuff going on with the same people they're supposed to be a role model to. They're out there partying with them and doing all stuff like this, defending them and all stuff like it's a mess. It's like you just can't have black people with power, man. You know.
Stay woke said, you cool with the United States military? This is all black people know how to do. Move the goalposts and deflect. The United States military is not going to shoot my daughter when they trying to shoot up the damn mall or the damn movie theater. You guys, black people will apologize will make excuses for being sheep that's getting slaughtered by Pookies and Ray Rays in their community.
Hey,
look,
Brandon,
when you're talking to somebody, when you're talking to somebody who's making an excuse for a dude who's making their community unlivable, unsafe for their children to walk around, that's why when I see these little black kids, even these black boys getting killed by the cops, I don't feel sorry for them because I know that the black people who raised them only care about them dying because it was a white cop who did it. If it was someone who looked like them, they would be making excuses. You guys got to go look at the story of this white lady. Her mother was killed by this black dude. This black dude broke in her house and killed her mom.
I remember
the
that.
black dude, she went and visited the black dude in prison. She forgave him. The dude got out of jail. She gave the dude a job working at the house where her mother was killed, where she lived now. That dude killed her.
Yep, I remember that.
Listen, he killed her. Do you understand what we're dealing with, you're not dealing with some people who are in their right mind. You're dealing with these dudes who are high off of fentanyl, PCP. They're high on crack, meth. They're not these innocent people once they get on that narcotic. And y'all are defending them as if they wouldn't gun you down in a heartbeat when they're all hopped up on formaldehyde. They will. I've seen it. I've lived it. I had a friend who would say, hey, man, I'm about to go home. Before I go home, drop me off right here so I could go empty out the rest of these bullets on these different Mexicans or gang members. I thought to myself, this dude is about to just kill like it's nothing. It's just a little ritual. That dude said that as if he was telling me. He said that as if he was telling me, hey, bro, drop me off by this store so I could grab a bottle of water. That's how nonchalantly this dude was talking about killing somebody. That's who y'all want to keep in y'all community? We'll make excuses for that person. Are you stupid?
And then Brandon,
Can I make a quick point? Can I make a
our
quick point?
neighborhoods are getting regentrified. The neighborhoods getting regentrified because black people
Hey, yo,
sense
dude,
moved the hell out.
can I make a quick point, man? Can I make a quick point?
Go ahead.
Nah, I'm saying because your boy was talking about the Italians or whatever. You know what I'm saying? How they wasn't young children or young adults or whatever. They were young adults when they formed these gangs, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen to this. Listen, it doesn't matter. They were adults and they knew better. Tookie Williams was a youth anti-gang counselor. Stop, man. You're making excuses.
No, I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm trying to make my point. I'm trying to say, even though they was the same age when they formed these Italian gangs and these Jewish gangs and these Irish gangs or whatever,
Yeah, but
as the
those people
same.
protected it.
No, let me finish though. What I'm trying to say is that the differences between them and us, and like me and Husmo was trying to say, is even though they was gang banging, you know what I'm saying, for money or whatever, for business, they have a natural love for each other, man. That's the difference between them and black people.
That's not it.
No,
Black people, what you see is not gang.
Hey, don't talk over each other. We can't talk over each other. Kala, finish your Kala. You got 30 seconds to finish your point, and you got 30 seconds to finish your point, and then we're out of here. 60 seconds. This stream is ending. Kala's first.
Oh, let me say this. Let me say this. The difference is this, right? Those ethnic groups that were isolated in America, they had to form gangs to protect themselves on real life bread and butter, like street walking, protect the neighbors, protect the elderly, and stuff like this. There's no need for black gangs in our community. All they do is terrorize the community, the same people that they are around, and they force themselves on the community. Nobody wants them. Nobody's there. Nobody likes them. Nobody wants them like that. They're disrespectful. They go out there and see how they can be disrespectful to people. Let me give you a perfect example. Make it where I'm from, right? One thing that you was like a gang member, that you did not disrespect nobody's home. You didn't disrespect nobody's daughter. You didn't do something like that, or you find yourself dead no matter how tough you was. Now, hold on. Now you got gang members that got these automatic weapons and everything. They're saying that the gangs are a rebellion by a war with black people. That's all it is. They declare Black America because they want a sanctuary to apply their trade, and they want us to be silent. They don't want people like Pan African Strikes Back that'll talk against them. They don't.
Hey, all right, go ahead, Jones. Thank you, Kala.
Bottom of the days
Listen, all I'm trying to say, this shit is deeper than the gangs in America, man. This shit is a tribal warfare between black people, man. All right, just let me finish, man. Let me finish because you about to end the stream, man. All I'm trying to say, Black people are on some tribal mission, you know what I'm saying? It's been happening since Africa, man. That's why white people and Arabs was able to come through and conquer us, man. Because even though we was fighting against each other, we never stopped fighting against each other so we can attack the real enemy, man. And we doing the same thing up to this day, man. It don't matter the automatic weapons and all that, man. We just have to develop a natural love for each other and look at each other as brothers and sisters, man. Until we do that, there's nothing going to change, man. Because everybody else can put their weapons down and put their guns down and realize where the real enemy is coming from, man. They don't got to hold hands all the time, man. But it's like, all right, I'm white, you white, I'm Hispanic, you Hispanic. All right, I see some niggas coming over the border. We gonna go fuck with them, man. That's all it boils down to, man. Us against
All
the
right,
other
thank
enemy,
you.
but
We're
we got to
ending the
love each
stream.
other first, man.
Okay, thank you. We're in the stream. Thank all y'all for watching. I appreciate every single thing y'all do for this channel. We will be here every morning. So come through in the morning between 6 and 10 a.m. Come watch the morning show, and we're going to get into these topics. Thank you.